Yes, people, welcome to Never a Foul. You know what time it is. Rivals, not virals. Sunday, Premier League is back. Back with a bang yesterday. Back with a bigger bang today as well. There's more games to come. There's Monday Night Football. Then there's Tuesday, Wednesday. Lots of games to play right now. So, guys, you know what to do. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe as well to all the man them down below. We've got One Touch's channel down below as well. You know, can every single time. We've got Rom's channel as well down below with a big sixpence. Hamza, have you got? I need to add your channel into it actually, so I'm gonna slap yours in there. Don't worry, I'm gonna slap that in there for Hamza. And then we've got a new guest as well. People, we've got Jordy Dread, man like Specs coming in the building for his debut, man. So big up Specs every single time. And yeah, people, you know what time it is, man. Arsenal winning, Man City winning. The pressure keeps in building, but these teams just keep on pouring it out. So I think there's only one place to start. So I'm going to quickly just say big up Specs for coming on, man. Just plug your channel quickly because everyone knows these man here regulars and that. So just let the people know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, much appreciated. As I said to you off the air, I'm new to this thing. You get what I'm saying? I just do it for passion. My channel is Jordy Dread TV. My name is Specs, but the actual channel is Jordy Dread TV. I cover Newcastle United, obviously, and other football matches when possible. So respect. Appreciate
it. Love that, man. Now, no worries, man. Make sure you go and hit up there down below. Come on, man. We've got one of them man them supported the Newcastle, so he's going to be on here regular.
From early, bro. From early.
Yeah, man. From long time. And then, yeah, I think, you know, Man City and then the Arsenal game is where it's got to be at for the hot takes, man. Because Hamza, I know you've messaged me last night. You said, here, 5 hours sleep, and I'm coming, and I'm going to be here. You're here to represent Man City 4, Liverpool 1. Before you get onto Roms, I just got to talk to you about Man City first of all. Yesterday, obviously, Erling Haaland didn't play, but no Erling Haaland, it didn't matter. Julian Alvarez, Jack Grealish, Riyad Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, I've even put De Bruyne at his best yesterday, goal and an assist. Bro, talk to me about that performance yesterday because you went 1-0 down and you still come back and answer with 4 unanswered goals. So, yeah, man, how you feeling after yesterday's big win?
Absolutely impressive, man. Fantastic win. Listen, it was before the game, Liverpool thought they had our numbers. Like normally they thought after beating United 7-0, they thought that they had this confidence that, oh, we do well against every big teams, but we can't do well against small teams. That's the reason. I said, oh, there's level to this game, man. Seriously. I knew Manchester there at Etihad. First, I knew the crowds are going to be loud. So it's no longer empty. You heard it yesterday. It was mad. It was crazy, man. And
still
that's the passion. We're creating that atmosphere in our stadium. One thing that Liverpool thought that playing without Haaland, people have been saying that for weeks. Oh, if Man City don't have Haaland, there's no threat. Oh, Haaland's injured. I said, I've seen Julian Alvarez. The one thing about City this year that's a bit positive is we have plan A, plan B, plan C. Plan A, you can play someone, the Haaland up top. Plan B, you can play with Haaland and Alvarez. Yeah, it works. Alvarez drops deep. And then plan C, you can play with Alvarez by himself. But Alvarez is a problem. If you see him, the World Cup, what he did, he changed Argentina. No doubt, everyone knows it. Argentina don't get the World Cup without Alvarez starting because he does the donkey work. People don't realize that. And he causes problems in defense because he made Van Dijk look like Wes Morgan yesterday. We have to talk about it. Van Dijk was being pulled out of position every single time.
He couldn't help it, Rob. He couldn't help it.
That's not even the main defender I was the most annoyed at. But
I know you're gonna come up for Trent and Robertson. Yeah.
We'll get on to him. Yeah,
Robertson. But he would drag Van Dijk, and he himself, he drags him out the position. The third goal, you can see Van Dijk following the guy, and what he does, he's good at spraying the ball. He's good at picking up balls. People haven't realized that. He sprayed the ball towards Mahrez's side. De Bruyne, Van Dijk was our position. You could see De Bruyne got into that middle, whipped that cross, bang, goal. But you could see they're lucky we took our gas off. I swear, we would have beaten them 6 or 7.
It
would have been 7, easy. We would have beaten them in those levels. And Liverpool, though going 1-0 up, they did a smash and grab. I thought, this team showed desire, belief, fighting spirits. Yeah, Jack Grealish. Yeah, Jack Grealish is one of the best players in this Premier League. No one talks about this guy. People talk about Saka, but people don't realize Jack Grealish is different, man. He's a different. Like this year, he has carried us. Him and Ake are carried us. But because Haaland's doing well, people haven't realized that. Ake left back, solid. But Salah is solid. Salah is one of the best players in the Premier League. But he still had a good game against Salah. Yeah. And the midfield, we bossed them. But you could see, even Klopp came after the game. He was, what did he say? We were lucky to have lost 4. We could have lost 6 or 7. If City, I'm so glad City just decided, yo, let's not punish these guys. If we had the agenda of United, yeah, what you guys did to United was criminal. Yeah, we would have slapped you, but we thought, yo, but we outplayed them. Midfield was key. Trent, another guy. Trent is a joke, man. How many times Trent gets caught on that side, bro? You can see him and Robertson.
He wasn't the biggest throw. Like, sorry, carry on. I keep cutting in, but I've got a lot to say on Robertson.
Kunle smiles killing me. Sorry, but carry on.
Kunle's been waiting for this. Kunle's been waiting for this for about a year ago. That's why he's smiling.
Robertson and Arnold were pushing back, but what happened is Mahrez and Grealish have been playing so well, and Mahrez he can control the ball, he can dribble past you, and Robertson and Arnold this season have been so bad for them that their defense are not confident. Their defenders are not confident. We came to this game, Liverpool fans were saying, oh, you know that criticism that Gullit and Van Basten was calling out. You know, Ruud Gullit and Van Basten called out Van Dijk. They said, this season is a joke. Yeah, this season, this guy is not the same guy anymore. And they said, no, it's going to change Van Dijk. But Van Dijk also, yesterday's game was poor. I think the midfield was poor. The defense was poor.
Can I ask you something, Hamza, though? Because obviously you can sing a lot of praise about Man City, but you're also choosing to obviously gun down Liverpool. But if you talk about Man City, aren't you happy with your actual own team's display? Because I know you're obviously criticising Liverpool's defence, but surely with your team, the way they've played this season, before I come to Roms, you look at it, at the start of the season, Haaland was scoring a lot of goals, but then a lot of people were saying, oh, City are relying on Haaland and they're not playing that well as a team. And I was even saying, do you know what? They're not as fluid as what they have been the last few seasons because Haaland's getting the goals. Haaland didn't play yesterday and Alvarez comes in and it shows that you can win in different ways. But for me, that's 6 clean sheets in the last 7 games. You scored 4, you scored 5 or whatever. You smashed up Leipzig, then you smashed up the other team. I can't remember who it was, and Haaland scored like
Burnley 6-0.
Burnley 6-0. Like, when you look at it this season right now, is this the best Man City in terms of this small patch that you've seen all season?
Yeah, it is the best team. But the problem, and I said to Kunle before, they often take time to gel because they've been playing together. And they often gel like around November. What happened was Jelly, World Cup came in down. Then they started again slowly, winning 1-0 and grinding result. And now they're in that fluid mode. This is the best time. This is the best time for Man City to be at this important. And the most important. City are now grinding wins. And you can see the most dangerous game for us was Liverpool home, Brighton away, and Arsenal home. They've just passed that 1 in 3 chance. Then we've beaten that. Yeah. Now the key is we need to win our games because Arsenal keep winning. We have to exact the pressure. But City love pressure. City, you can see yesterday, it was a big game. People are saying we were under pressure, not Liverpool. Yeah, we were under pressure. But City thrived that pressure. The crowd now are used to that pressure. Before we used to be nervous, yeah? But that nervousness, you can see, has gone away in Etihad. People believe in this team. Gando, brilliant. Rodri, they said Rodri could have been sent off. That would have been a soft sent off here. But players are playing well now. Even Ake.
Yeah, he's been firing this year.
I said Ake this season.
I think he's been player this season.
Yeah, this season Ake. This Ake side, when he's playing left back, I've said it and I was controversial. I said, this season, Kunle smiling. He's the best left back in the world this season. Kunle, he's the best left back in the world. No left back is better than him this season. That's how I'm confident Bayern Munich came. Well, I got Ake and Grealish. I'm confident. So pick up Man City, showing styles that we can win different styles.
It does. It's a massive, massive win. Obviously, Roms, before I get in, Kunle, obviously he's got to have his say as well on Man City as well. Just quickly, I want a quick yes or no. Do you guys think, I'll start with you, Specs. Do you think it was a second yellow on Rodri, by the way?
You see, it's mad. I'll make it quick because obviously there's everyone else on here.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool.
It's a bit techie because when I was watching it, I was like, oh, come on. If that was his first offence, that's a yellow card all day long. But sometimes, some refs are different. Sometimes I've seen this. Do you get what I'm saying? But for me, I thought Rodri was cheeky because I said, bro, you just did a thing about 10 seconds ago, and Liverpool looked like they were on an attack, a decent attack through the middle that could have produced something, who knows? And it was an accident. You get what I'm saying? So that was tactical almost. So
yeah,
overall,
he kind of put his arm on him enough to quickly let go and then not get a yellow.
Smart, experience, but
it was smart.
All right, but it's been a foul. You get me? So if you want to go by the rules and which is no consistency, then yeah, it should be a sending off, innit? But
okay. Well, what do you think about it, Roms, as well? Before I ask, obviously, come to you on Liverpool. Were you when you were watching the game, were you annoyed that it wasn't a second yellow? Because just quickly for me, if it's the first foul, it's a yellow. But to give a 10-man and an 11-man advantage, which is big in the game of football, I don't think it was worthy of a second yellow. That's my logic.
Is exactly that. Like, you know how modern day fans are. The minute it happened and people had time to watch the replay at half time, oh, it's a second yellow. It was not a second yellow. For me, literally, like you just said, Rodri can be a master of the dark arts. He learned from Fernandinho. He's passed it down to Rodri. The first offense, you could see he held Gakpo for about 2-3 minutes, not 2-3 minutes, 2-3 seconds, which is long enough to get a booking. But the second one, like you said, he was smart enough. He just tugged him for the right amount of time and then let him go. And me personally, I have to be honest, I think Gakpo made more of it. So for me, it weren't a second yellow, and it could have ruined the game. And that's coming from a Liverpool fan.
I respect that.
You're gonna get the emotional fans that it was over. Because I just say this: if any of your clubs player did that, you'd be like, oh, that's too soft. Sometimes you put yourself in the other person's foot, but that weren't a second yellow. Not for me anyway.
I agree. Kunle, before you answer the question, run up your intro for the people.
Oh yeah, now my people, it's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, today you got to understand. Big up Thunder Road and James Bond in the comment section. Smash the like button, people. I've heard a lot. And let me not lie to you guys.
The best intro on YouTube, you know.
Nice.
I appreciate it.
It is.
Appreciate you guys, man. I have to bring that motherland energy, man, so they know.
Yeah,
but like in terms of Rodri, let's be honest, right? If we're doing the whole for the goodness of the game and stuff, we keep it 11 against 11. Yeah, for sure. It wasn't a yellow card. But if we have that individual challenge, irrelevant of the first challenge, the referee's given a yellow card for that. Let's be honest. I think, and even if the challenge was 20 minutes apart, I think he gets that second yellow card. But because he's just given the yellow card maybe 5 minutes before, I understand why he's not giving it, but that doesn't take away from it being a yellow card. It's a yellow card. But for the beauty of the game, for the neutral, keep it 11 against 11 and all that. Well, fuck all that, man. He should have got the second yellow card, man. Straight
100%.
Yeah, but Kunle, if that was Xhaka, for example, played Man
no,
City,
I wouldn't be livid. Yes, I'd be absolutely fuming about it.
That was Xhaka who be off.
Quickly, do you know what killed me though, Ty? At half time, Arsenal fans are riding out for the red card more than us, bro.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
All of the Arsenal fans are like, that's a red. I'm like, bro, you don't want any by any means. You don't want this title, bro. Because there were a few Liverpool fans that were saying maybe it's a red, but I was seeing more Arsenal fans. How's Rodri not off? How's he not off? Rotted. This is squeaky belt time. This is actually a final.
Yeah. It's final 10 games now. This is actually it, guys. Make sure you keep smashing the like. There's 200 of you here, people. Make sure you keep hitting up the likes. Subscribe to all the Mandem Insides. Obviously, Rom's obviously on here quite a lot as well. But big six pants down below. I'll put One Touch TV down below. I'm gonna put Hamza's channel, Man City. Is it Man City Hardcore? Is that the actual channel name, Hamza?
No, I haven't got a channel. I'm on Twitter.
Oh, you just float. Oh, okay.
Let me get the Champions League this year, treble. Then I'll start a channel.
There you go. You heard it.
Hamza's one of the goats of spaces. Catch Hamza most.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you hit up Hamza on Twitter. Then it's the Man City Hardcore for the spaces, man. Make sure you do that, people. And then Geordie Dread as well. Like I said, people, Specs his debut, repping Newcastle. I'll put his channel in there, Geordie Dread as well. You'll see more of him on the channel as well. So big up every time. Roms, Liverpool. Obviously, we've heard Hamza have his say on obviously the City win, but also Liverpool's demise at the back. I'm gonna be real with you, yeah. And you know me, Roms, I come from a good place, but that was the first time in years that I've seen Liverpool give up. I looked at your game, yeah, and do you know what it reminded me of? It's so funny. You know when you packed us 7-0 And you come out in that second half and scored like 2 or 3 in the first 10 minutes of the second half. City kind of done the same to you yesterday. And you kind of acted like us, where the game was just done. And you guys are like throwing in a towel. Klopp's bringing on Oxlade, who plays 1 game every 2 years. Like, it just looked like it was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm writing off this game.
Bro, when I saw Ox, I'm not going to lie, bro. I was in stitches, bro. Like, what's he coming on to do?
Exactly. The main indication for me is you bring off our best 2 attackers in that game in isolation.
At only 3-1, by the way. You get 1 goal and the game could change a bit.
For me, if we go from the jump, I don't know if you don't know my prediction. I think only tie and 1 touch, but I said 1-1. I said before all the way through the international break, and even before the international break, I said the 3 games we won't lose. I predicted a draw in yesterday, Chelsea and Arsenal. I said 3 draws.
Why did you remind us, Rob? We were going to allow it.
No, because come on, because it's the way I'm going to build it up. Yeah, I said our problem isn't against the top half, really. It's against the bottom half. So I said also, if Klopp was to play quite pragmatic, how we did at Anfield against them, I know it's a different setting. They're at home, they got the fans behind them. But if he plays pragmatic, I said we can definitely get something. I see the lineup. I said, you know what? That midfield's due to get decimated. But when hasn't it looked like it's going to get decimated this season? But everyone knows that is our weakest area. Cool. We start the game. City are kind of on us, but we keep hitting them on the counter. That was basically the plan. And it was paying off here and there, but we weren't as clinical. Then, boom, it happened. They press us, and we actually play through the press. Trent plays it in behind. Jota's strength on Akanji. Akanji's a unit. We know he's a unit. To hold him off and lay it off to Salah, and Salah just doing what Salah does. He always I think that's 11 in 18 against City or something crazy like that. He puts 1-0 up. At that point, for me, I said, you know what? This is where we need to be a bit more pragmatic and not go for it as such, because we know we can't go toe-to-toe with City how we could 2-3 years ago. We just need to call. For me, it was all about timing. You remember when we've gone on the counter again and Salah plays the ball late to Jota? And listen, Grealish.
That was the game right there, bro. That was the game right there.
You know what? Amazing tracking back from Grealish. I'll give him all the credit because Salah was about 5-6 yards ahead of him. The way Grealish did that long busting run and intercepted. For me, Salah needed to play it just slightly earlier. If we go 2-0 up, I'll say with chess, we don't lose the game. Not saying we win the game, we don't lose the game. For me, it's fine margins. After that, that was it. And this is when I come back. This is when I come on to Robbo as an individual. The back four as a collective. Yeah, you'll hear my reasoning.
I'm glad he's not sleeping on Robbo because good. Because yesterday he was awful, bro.
Been poor this season in general, yeah. But for me, the first 2 goals are on Robbo. Because the first one did it in the Champions League final. He's so eager to press, and I think we've all kicked ball. When you press, you have to press in sync. You're
obviously.
What Robbo keeps doing, done it to Modric in the Champions League. For me, people can blame Dijk and that for the Champions League final, but that was on Robbo, and he's done it again. Mahrez had the ball, and it's not like Mahrez was running at Robbo. He kind of was he had the ball at his feet, and he's kind of waiting for his next pass. Robbo has made Mahrez's mind up. He's charged at him when he did not need to charge at him. Mahrez literally popped it off, and I think they've played it out wide, and then Grealish just caught it back, and Alvarez just scored. That's when I was pissed off. I said, you know what? Now it's 1-1. I'll be surprised if we hold out to the second half because they scored quite late in the second half, I believe. But I thought they might get another one in quick succession. We get to 1-1. I'm thinking, you know what? If Klopp plays this right, for me, Núñez needed to be introduced early because the way we kept hitting him on the counter, he's our most dangerous player in that aspect.
Why didn't he start?
He had a gash on his ankle, and we thought it wasn't as serious as it initially was. He got it from the Madrid game couple about a month ago now, but they didn't think it was as serious, but it was. Klopp said it in the pre-game interview. Cool. It's 1-1. I said to myself, if we don't concede within the next 15 minutes, with me when I watch ball, I kind of work in time frames. I don't know if you don't do that.
I do the same thing.
No, if we score by this time,
then it's done. Yeah.
So I said to myself, if we can keep it 1-1 by the 60th, then introduce because Ox and Darwin were my next 2 subs. We needed energy in that midfield. Ox and I'd say Darwin for Gakpo. Yeah, I said, if we can get to 60th, we can do something here. What did they do? Quick succession, and you know what happens again? I think this is what Hamza was alluding to earlier. I think was it Alvarez that dropped deep and then played it wide?
Yeah,
Robbo
And then
Robbo's relying on Alisson to come out, which Alisson normally does. But if Robbo didn't, he slows down a bit. And you know in Premier League, that split second can mean everything. He just needs to carry on running and he can nullify that cross. What does he do? He slows down, thinking Alisson's going to come out. Then he has to go again. And by that time, it's too late and KDB stops it. But when it went 2-1 and not even 5 minutes had gone, I said, yeah, we've lost this now. We've lost it. That's when I would have said, let's just try and get so compact. Then Klopp does a quadruple, the irony, does a quadruple change, yeah. And I said,
Rob, don't kill me, I beg. Jurgen quad, bro. Jurgen quad.
Big up, Mods. But the reason why that didn't make sense is because Jota and Salah was our two most threatening. And he's probably thinking, the Chelsea game's going to be easy in this game. Let me save a couple. Man, that's probably what his thought process was.
Yeah.
But then you got to understand, if you take them two off, this could get embarrassing, which it did. And we're lucky that Hunter said, we're lucky it was only 4-1, because I think if a Haaland was available, that could have hit 7 and 8. We just got to be honest. That Jenny could have hit 7 and 8.
Hey.
And it's mad. The 4 that came on, yeah, they injected a bit of energy. But as a collective, like you said earlier, Ty, we gave up. We actually gave up.
Man. Hey, Ty, Roms ain't making this easy for me, bro. I'm not going to lie. But watching them like this is...
Second and third goal, that was just City at their best. They were pop. Do you remember, Ty?
They didn't think still.
I have to give you a bit of collateral damage here. Do you remember last season when they beat you 2-0 and it was like a training game? That's what they did to us second half.
Yeah,
they literally...
had. I'm not going to lie, Roms, I saw John Stones in Cam.
Exactly,
brother. Hey, bro, did you like ever used to listen to So Solid Crew?
Yeah, cool.
There's a tune called They Don't Know, the intro music. It was like the intro music to that came on at halftime. You know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to resort to violence. And then that second half started, violence everywhere, violence. I was like, come on now.
It turned it up still. But sorry, quickly, sorry to cut you off, bro, was it named Roms,
Yeah.
Roms,
But like, because sometimes I like to pre-plays when the ball's not near them. You understand? So like, did you clock at certain times Van Dijk and Robertson were at each other, bro?
Were they? I didn't even clock that.
No, because every match that I watch, I always pre-plays. I don't know why. It's just an old weird thing I do. I want to see off the ball. And they were like, because at one point, I think Robertson went a couple of times, he went to the push-up. Like, he went short to push up with the ball. And then Van Dijk will move forward. And then Robertson will turn back quick and try and pass it back. And then Van Dijk's kind of out of position a bit. And then he'll get upset. And then they'll be arguing. Like, trust me, I clock these things, bro. So the whole back line is unsettled anyway.
I'll name you a few examples, This has actually happened from very early in the season.
I didn't even clock
against
bro.
When United beat us 2-1, I think it was 3-4 games
into
the season. Milner and Van Dijk arguing. That's one example.
Remember that was clear.
Crystal Palace the other day when we drew 0-0, Fabinho's telling Klopp to F off. Fabinho's telling Klopp
coming out now.
Trent's cussing Hendo because Hendo's telling him to do this and Trent doesn't want to do it. Not even just that game, even the Brighton game when they smoked us 3-0 at the turn of the new year. And Fabinho's at Klopp's trying to give him instructions. Fabinho's at just telling him not to F off, but he's at dismissing what he has to say.
Hey, Roms, you're Klopp out, right? You're Klopp out, right?
I've been Klopp out. I've been Klopp out. But from about December, from about January, December, this has been happening. I've said, I think Klopp, not the whole, but Klopp has lost a few individuals in the dressing room. They're doing the same thing. We know in any walk of life, it's insanity. If you keep doing the same things with different results, players are gonna be like, what the hell? We need something fresh. So for me, they just need a new voice and whatnot. But for me, yesterday, normally I blame Klopp. Klopp has part of the blame yesterday, but yesterday was mainly on the players. Yesterday was mainly on the players. So their application, they just gave up. Normally, Klopp's at fault. I'll say the only thing he was at fault for me is the subs. But in terms of application, I saw players. There was a point, Trent's done it all season where he just started walking. Robbo again, just his head went down.
His head's gone. Trent's gone now. His head's gone. His head's gone now. It's a wrap. For this season, it's a wrap. His head's gone. He's doing his own thing.
No, but you see this Liverpool thing, Like, sorry to interrupt. See this Liverpool thing, Obviously, the main issue is Klopp, innit? Like, I'm not trying to hear all the Liverpool fans say, our midfield is this, that. Yeah, your midfield definitely needs more legs, for sure. but it's never to the extent where you lot should be in the position you're in right now. Because if and this might sound controversial, give Jose the same squad. He's not having this than this. Mourinho has more points than Klopp with the same squad. For me, I don't know what happened. I had a little bit of a technical there.
Yeah, I was saying,
for me personally, because Klopp,
you're back.
Yeah, because for me, Klopp, like these players don't.
Yeah,
From Jurgen Quad.
Do you know what? Yeah, just
you don't go from Jurgen Quad.
Couldn't they go back because the internet's onto you? They heard you mention Klopp and they cut you out. You're back again now. The internet.
Oh, okay, okay. Now I said, pick up the internet trying to stop me. But yeah, Klopp. Yeah, for me, he's just making too many poor decisions, and I just think he's in a rut. He's in a rut where he wants to make the change, but he doesn't know what change to make, and he doesn't want to step too far out of his comfort zone because it goes too wrong. Like, Klopp needs to do this and just say, look, this ain't working for me anymore. I'm not a shit coach. I'm not terrible. I've not just become a shit coach overnight. This project is just not for man anymore. Let me go and before my CV starts getting more zeros on it, let me just take myself out of the equation at the end of the season and walk away. And he has to do that because the Liverpool hierarchy aren't going to do it. It reminds me of the Wenger situation where because of so much credit in the bank, they were sentimental. He deserves this. I've heard people say he deserves money. He deserves a year.
Because Mix is saying that this guy with Klopp agenda, it's been a bad season, but he has plenty of credit in the bank, which you're alluding to now. And most fans want to give him a chance to turn it around. That's wrong then.
Okay, you respond first. Okay, yeah. So in terms of...
sorry, I think it's not level because when quickly that with the things with Klopp, with me, it's not like I'm ignorant to the fact that he does probably warrant another season, but now we're looking at we're not going to get taken over. And that's another thing. I don't really trust Klopp with money because even all of our big players, I don't want to start doing revisionism, but the Salahs, the Manes and that, these weren't Klopp's players. He originally wanted the Julian Brandts and whatnot. So I don't even really trust him even if we had a takeover, I don't necessarily even trust him to spend. And a lot of the Liverpool fans are off sentiment because they're probably looking at it like, what's this guy on about? Look what he done for us and that. But we can't keep living off the last 3 or 4 years. The Prem's getting stronger. Specs with his Newcastle money now. Arsenal, Arteta's transformed them. Chelsea are going to get better. City are there. United's going to get taken over in summer. Everyone's going to get stronger. We can't having this sentiment. Yeah, because he brought us to this pinnacle and that.
Yeah.
I agree. I understand when fans say he warrants more time. I get that. I do because what he's done for us. But it's evident that he's playing the same ways in that the players aren't really reacting to it. I think they're tired. They maybe need to hear a new voice. I'm not saying Klopp's bad, you know.
I hear that.
And win trophies again. He's done.
He's done. He's a world-class manager. He'll go elsewhere and do very well. But for us now, I just think we need a change. That is all.
Are you with that?
And on top of that, yeah, because I get people saying he deserves time because his track record proves he deserves time. And I'm glad that these Liverpool fans think like that because that means he's going to stay a bit longer and keep shagging the thing because he deserves the time, but he's not going to change anything with the time, if that makes sense. He definitely deserves it for sure, 100%. But what's the time to? Is it to next season to rebuild and then leave in 2 seasons, or is it to challenge it? What time to do what exactly? What are you telling me? He deserves the time to do what? Challenge again, or get you back in the Champions League, or what does he deserve?
Nah, I think. Do you know what it is? When you've hit the heights of because people always say that they haven't won as many trophies as they should have in that core period of the 5 years they were like up there with Man City. But I feel like once you've been there, you have to try and get back there. It's not like because he won leagues and Champions League now you settle for top 4. I'm sorry. Klopp, in a good way, has obviously set his president high because that's what he's brought Liverpool, the league. He's brought him the Champions League. If he wants to stay in that job, you have to be competing and challenging for them trophies. Otherwise, they get a new face in and they go with it because otherwise, if they got a new face in, right, and they will finish in top 4 and Klopp stayed and they'll finish in top 4, there's not too much of a difference. But the thing is, if you're elevating yourself and challenge for the title and Champions League, then the new manager's got to come in and try and do that. If Klopp is going to be staying like he is now, then they might as well get a new manager and a new face.
This is where the truth does hurt, but this is where FSG do come into it, and I'm not a dude because some little fans in chat be like, yeah, but it's FSG.
I'm Klopp in though, by the way, Klopp in.
Yes, FSG have a majority of the blame. I'll say probably if you had to share 70% is FSG and 30% is Klopp. But then this is what Liverpool fans don't want to hear. In the last 18 months, he did. I rate Nunes better. I'm one of Nunes' biggest fan. I think eventually he's going to be a superstar for us here. But you didn't really have to spend that money on Nunes. And the main one for me is this January. You got allocated 40 million. You could have bought about 2 midfielders on a cheap that would have put us in better stead. What do? You buy Gakpo. But Liverpool fans don't like to mention this. They don't like to mention. They think Klopp's holier than thou and he can do no wrong. But it's like, don't you see there's certain things he could have done to put us in better stead? Yes, he's not getting the money that's required to take.
We would have loaned you Sambi. We would have loaned them to you. What?
No,
Man's booking me there. No. Man's booking the thing there. Come on. No.
But it would be a big mistake.
People are asking and bringing who, right? Right now, because we're not going to get that influx of money to compete with the Cities, United, and Newcastle eventually. I would say someone like big up Tom, because Tom Little always says it, and Ruben Amorim or De Zerbi, where they're not used to mad money. They can work with the constraints of FFD. Do you know what I mean? They can work with a certain budget better than I think a Klopp can at this. I'm not saying he can work with it better than Klopp 6-7 years ago. And that's another thing. Klopp had the Julian Wards in that. We actually had a good director of football. Now I think our other ones, we had Michael Edwards, sorry.
Yeah, Michael Edwards is gone,
Is now leaving. And even Michael Ward's now leaving. It's like, I think Klopp also needs someone above him, because what Liverpool fans don't like to hear is he's made some funky decisions himself. But I do think them two managers can come in, work in the constraints of FSG and do a bit better than Klopp. But I don't want Liverpool fans saying Klopp's a bad manager, but I do think it's time to go.
Time
but
for a little change.
for him as well.
Yeah. No,
I think you're making a mistake. I think Liverpool make a huge mistake. I'm telling you now. As a City fan, if Klopp gets backed, I'm not scared of Arsenal there. I swear to God, I'm not scared.
Hamza, you won't. That's the point. You won't.
Klopp is one of the greatest.
Hamza, why are you coming on streams lying, bro? Why are you lying on streams?
Listen,
you're not, bro. In your introduction, I could hear your fear of Arsenal. I could hear it in your intro, bro. Stop doing this, bro. Don't do this.
Klopp, I know. Listen, Klopp is one of the greatest managers. But what's happened to Liverpool this season? There are a couple of things. One is, I said, fatigue season. It happened at Dortmund, where he plays the same players. They play like 60 games. These guys are run down. Bro, human beings can't play every single game like you run down Van Dijk. Bro, they've given everything. They're like ready to be put down. Bro, and they're risk of every game. So when you're playing the same players, every lineup for Liverpool last season was the same. You know, City were exchange with Fernandinho come in, Laporte plays, or Laporte Stones bench. But they are playing the same team every single week for the quadruple.
Hamza, the irony is we had our biggest squad last season and Minamino and Origi were still getting the last 10, 15 minutes. That's the irony. When he had a big squad, he didn't even utilize it.
And do you know what it is as well, though? When you're Liverpool and everyone knows that, okay, tactically, it was always a standard 4-3-3. They relied on a lot of energy. After multiple seasons of playing them 60-game seasons, like Hamza's saying, the petrol tank is naturally going to empty. Also, the players are going to get older as well. But I want to bring in Specs, because obviously when you look at Liverpool and what we've just said on them, you look at Man City, and obviously we've got a title race. We're going to come on to Arsenal after. But Specs, when you look at it now, right? I'm going to give Jack Grealish his praise, right? Because all season, people always say about £100 million player, this and that. He's not doing this.
Not his fault.
Yeah. Yesterday, he was brilliant for me, Jack Grealish, retaining the ball well. He was knowing when to be direct. You know, he got his goal, which he deserved. And I actually think since the World Cup, he's been one of the best City players. He's maintained his place. And I actually think that, if Jack Grealish is doing this good now, how good could he be next season? Because he's coming into his prime now of 27, 28. You've got Mahrez, you've got Foden still, you've got Alvarez.
Grealish 27.
Yeah, he's 27, Grealish now. Yeah,
he's been about for a bit still. He's been about.
Yeah, he's been about.
He's in the Villa team.
He's been about.
I'm old, boy.
Yeah. Grealish is 27. But when you look at this Man City team now, Specs, before we get into Arsenal, do you feel like they can still hunt down Arsenal? When you watch them now, the way they're playing, they've still got to play Arsenal at the Etihad as well. Are you looking at this Man City team like, okay, like they're starting to come for it now?
All right, about 3 games ago, I was always like my heart, no matter what, Arsenal must drop off at some point. You get what I'm saying? Not like they did last season, but because Man City, they always find a way. You get what I'm saying? But my thing is like, it's like when Arsenal flop, Man City have flopped as well a couple of times or drop points. You get what I'm saying? And now it comes like every time City play, whether Arsenal play first or City, Arsenal are doing the job, bro. and it's looking more convincing right now. So Man City will batter a team every week now. They'll do their thing, and Man City are looking serious right now. You understand? But Arsenal, I just feel like because I got a couple of Arsenal friends, right? And they're like, no, you can't say that yet. Like, there's still games to go, and they're a bit nervous. Deep down, they think they can win it, but they won't really see it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're humble, and I get it. But it's like, for me, if Arsenal don't win this league, bruv, this season, that is a madness, bro. Trust me. Because for Arsenal, imagine you're popping all season, bro. You're popping all season, and right at the end, you don't win it. It's like, so what do you do next then? Where do you get that energy from to go again? It has to be Arsenal's title, bro.
Brother, I hear you, but everyone said that after not reaching top 4, we wouldn't even get into top 4 this season, and now we're in a title race.
I thought the same thing.
I hear what you're saying, but we've proven we can bounce back from a tough situation.
100%.
With that being said, though, I think we're gonna do it. You know.
Oh, you're coming at it. All right then. Like,
and this is, and I don't know if this is the perfect. I don't know if this is the perfect segue into the Arsenal thing. Perfect, I don't know, but because I want to land, because I've been very reluctant to say stuff like we're gonna win the league, even before the show. But you know what it is, yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I had the reason why my mindset kind of changed. Although I still think we're gonna know for sure if we can get the W at Anfield. I'll be on every stream with no top on if we win at Anfield. My chest will be all the way out like that. But the reason why is we're not just beating teams, bro. Like, we're dismantling teams. It's not even like we're just getting lucky victories. And even I remember going on either Hussam or Eagle's show with Hamza, and he was saying, "Oh, the slump starts now after you lot beat that City beat us. You lot are gonna go on a blah blah blah." But we've won every single game in the Premier League since that defeat.
I'm not gonna lie, you lot are looking. Bruv, I had a hate on you, man. You get me? I'm like,
exactly. And not only that, we've won every game in different ways, bro. Coming back from behind, dominating, slow start, quick start. We've won in every style. So, like, how can I not be excited about this Arsenal team?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you? That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you lose the next game? I don't know. Like, it happens.
And wait. Finally, Jesus has come back to scoring goals.
Yeah.
Problem.
I had to ask, you know what? That is the way I was going to ask you about Arsenal, because
the way you introduced that was like how The Rock used to do. Finally,
I know. And what? WrestleMania was on last night as well. WrestleMania was on last night. That's what I was thinking of it as well. You know what? Just quickly before we go into Arsenal, guys, there's over 300 people watching live right now. Please make sure you smash the like on this video, guys. Make sure you subscribe. You know what it's like. It's Sunday Energy. It's a great show so far. Make sure you subscribe to One Touch TV for Kunle, Arsenal, and all football talk and watch-alongs. Roms as well is always here as well, but Big Six Bants. Make sure you also subscribe to Geordie Dread as well. Newcastle guy, obviously one of the mandem as well. So make sure you go and hit him up. And then obviously Man City Hardcore. Make sure you're following Hamza on Twitter as well for all the spaces. So I'll run up the likes. But yeah, Kunle, Gabby Jesus is back. Arsenal are beating teams that they should be beating, but convincingly. Like, no one's worried. You've got Ben White chipping in with goals. Saliba's out, but Holding's still coming in and doing a 7 out of 10, which is what you want. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at this Arsenal team and I'm thinking they go to Anfield and win next week, which we'll touch on later on, or like later on in the week or whatever. But
yeah, please.
This Arsenal team are doing the job. No wonder why you're excited, because it's 60 minutes in games and the game's won. You're not waiting, apart from the Bournemouth game, right? Which is another good win mentally, because it shows you can come back from 2-0 down. But other games, you're waiting 60, 70th minute. You're having a cup of tea, bro.
Nah, real talk. And you can see this season, Ty, there have been enemies of progress. They tried to injure Mohammed. They tried to injure G. Why does this keep doing it to me?
Mate, the internet's banging.
Hey,
it's not agreeing.
The internet don't want Arsenal to have their chest out. The internet do not want Arsenal to have our chest out. Look, they tried to get rid of Mohammed. They tried to get rid of Jesus, but we were not having it.
I think that's pulling the internet somewhere.
No, but look, everyone kept saying defensive striker. when Arsenal lose Jesus, they're going to drop points. The same amount of points that he left with, he came back in the side when we were 5 points clear. The same exact thing happened. And now we've got a front four. Arteta's got a problem next game. We've got Martinelli's banging in goals. Jesus started scoring goals again. Trossard is doing goals and assists. Like, it's a madness right now. Who do we pick? And I remember Hamza was dissing the Trossard signing at the start. Oh, you missed out on Modric, but he knows. I've been telling these men about Trossard since summer.
Trossard's hard from long term.
And he could be our biggest January signing since Jose Antonio Reyes, because you know how that one ended. Invincible, if you need reminding. But yeah, so I'm excited because we got so many different options. Saka wasn't needed, and we got the result without needing Saka. He came on, but we didn't actually need him at any point. Trossard is going into his zone. Partey is doing the party is fully started when Partey is on the pitch. Like it's all mad right now, and we still haven't seen the likes of ESR get a chance. And who knows, he might be held back for next season, but he was still on the bench, like just twiddling his thumbs. So it's exciting times. Go on.
Deep it as well, ESR, yeah. We know the last, I think, for years actually, he's been playing with, he had growth spurts and that, so his bones and cartilage and that, he's had problems with it. Deep how techie he is already. Imagine a taller, stronger ESR, bro. It can get long.
Real long. Because ESR gives me Jack Grealish vibes. Obviously, I think Grealish is further ahead and more matured in his game for sure. But I think they have the same. Yeah, the same similar styles of play. Like, obviously, I hope he gets to that stage. But so there's so many things excited about us right now. To be honest, bro. Like,
where are you? Do you know what? Where are you? Where are you worried? Like, if you look at the games now, obviously, I know you got Liverpool next week at Anfield. It's not the Anfield of old where you're going to. You got Newcastle, where obviously Specs' team there.
Rich coming from you, bro. That is rich coming from you.
I'm glad you pulled that up, Rob. I'm glad you pulled that up. You try and get away with that one still. You better go off camera, Rob. Hey.
We win, yeah?
You thought Robs wasn't sharp today.
We don't get rolled. Even if Arsenal win, we're not going to get smoked at Anfield.
I hear that. But you got me good there. You got me good there. You're sharp.
The two places will just determine our season. I've been saying it since our Anfield and the Etihad. What happens at both those grounds, innit? Like, I believe if we get 4 points from those two games, the league is ours. To be honest, if we win at Anfield, for me, the league is ours, isn't it? Because I can't see us being scared of going to St. James's. No offense, Specs, and I can't see us being intimidated at Etihad if we've got through the voodoo of Anfield, where we've held pipe on a regular basis. It's not like.
But hold on, I'll pause you quickly, you know. Man, can't let that one swing that so easily. You get me? Right, recently, I think St. James is going to be a bogey ground now. You get me? Like. You man, trust me. Like,
big man, we don't do bogey grounds anymore. We don't do bogey grounds no more.
You man got a draw at the Emirates, so you can still do something at St. James's.
I believe, depending on where we are, let's say we're third come to the time. No respect to your team, but let's say we are third, just miraculously, at the time we play Arsenal. Brother, I'll do the same tactics, rattle them, piss off Mikel, get out Shaka's ankles, whatever you want to do, bruv. Like some shit house.
And I hope, and I won't lie, I hope they do that. I pray you do that because we didn't have Trossard or Jesus them time. So please do that because them two players are gonna thrive in them tight spaces. Sorry, Rob, what you saying?
You need to be careful, bro, because the best type of team to play right now in the Premier the running is kind of mid-table where they're safe, but they're not really going for much. Newcastle have incentive. Their top four is looking even more likely for them. So it's not like they're just going to bow down to you. Obviously, I think they probably just edge them, but bro, they're going to be tough going up there.
Yeah.
Tough.
If we beat Liverpool, no one can chat to me about anything anymore. There's no other ground I'm scared of. I'm not gonna come and say I'm not worried about Anfield, bruv. I'm shitting my pants. You're not gonna hear me come on stream saying we're gonna win this. You're not gonna hear none of that. I'm shook of that stadium. Facts. I'll say it with chest. But if we can overcome that fear, problems for everybody. I'm telling you.
Are you worried about them, Hamza? When you look at Arsenal now, seriously, of course, as well as Man City winning their games,
lie.
the pressure is with Arsenal, but they keep delivering. Are you looking at this Arsenal team and you're starting to wonder? You know when you look at fixtures and you're starting to say to yourself, okay, they might drop points here. They're not even doing that.
He's been saying that for like weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Even me, I'm like, all season, I'm like, they're gonna drop off somehow. They just keep winning, and I've got to give them their flowers.
April. I called it April. April, I said the honeymoon period is done. I said
liar,
the honeymoon period. No, it's serious.
Liar, bro. You said after you beat us, it's curtains.
No,
you told me that on live on stream. I can bring up the receipts. You said it's over after you got. Yeah.
We beat you. No, what's
and you said that was it. The crumble's gonna start from now, and we've won every game.
I told you I'll beat you easily, and you thought you were gonna beat me easy. And
you beat us, and you also told me we're gonna crumble now, and now you're talking about April.
Listen, I'll tell you what. It's experience, yeah. I looked at your period, honeymoon period, Liverpool away. Yeah, your honeymoon period is done. Listen, you're scared, you're fearful, you're nervous, and I know your fans. You are nervous. You are looking at our games. You are watching. Oh, referee should have said. You are watching. This is nervousness. You're portraying this fake happiness. But we know if you bottle this league, you are finished.
But Hamza, this is thing. No, but Hamza, this is what Hamza's trying to do. He's trying to switch the narrative. Are you asking me if I'm nervous of City? Of course, I'm freaking nervous of City. They're the champions.
Okay. Liverpool,
of course I am.
Liverpool away. Mark that loss. Yeah. Then they got to play West Ham. Let them beat West Ham. But if they draw that, then they start. Now look, he's locked off already. He knows. Then it comes to Man City, Etihad. That is definitely a loss. I'll tell you why. I know them. I know this football team as the biggest bottler. 98, 99. The great Arsenal, Henri Bergkamp.
Hey, Ty, you told me you'd not let him do this again, bro. See how he did it? See how he snuck it in, bro? See, I told you. He can't. Every time he's rattled, he goes to 10 years ago. I've seen it, bro. It's textbook. As soon as you rattle him, he's going back in time.
No, I know, because that year you lost. You had 2 games to go. You lost to Leeds. Hasselbank beat you. United did a treble, and you lost the FA Cup as well. United did a treble. 2 years afterward, Viduka, United win the league. 3 games to go. When Birmingham City, Gallas refusing to come off the pitch. Bottle jobs. Gallas refused to come off the. We never forget it. Last year again. How many years do these top 4s coming? Last year started 4 points needed. Newcastle, bottle it. They're going to Tottenham, bottle it, bro. This team are nervous. Sporting Lisbon. 4th place in Portugal. 4th place in Portugal.
Get your ass back.
Why is he gone?
You upset him, man. You rattled him.
Cool, my guy.
Wow, Hamza's got him going. He couldn't even protect it right now.
When I tell them the truth here, they like to be praised. When I tell them reality, there he is.
Yeah, I've got to put you both in the bottom. You got to lock horns right now.
Hamza, this is what you always do. Every time you're sweating and rattled, you talk about 98, 2000 and something, this, that. Bruv, no Arsenal fan is going to sit here and tell you they're not nervous about City. Of course they are. They're the title. They held the title the last couple of years. Of course we are. But if you're saying our happiness is fake, how can you watch a team win so many games in such a convincing way and not be excited and happy? Like it's not logical. Happy, yes. No, it's not. But what's fake about it? And people are saying, "Oh, Arsenal fans are getting excited." Of course we're fucking excited. Because last season we were bottling top 4. This season we're in a title race. Why shouldn't we be excited?
I'm not going to top 4 and then to be in top of the league and basically.
Now this is what I wanted. You're top of the league, expected to win the league. Now you expect it. Pressure's on you. Yeah. Will you? If you falter, each one of you, we all know your fan base. We all have your friends as Arsenal fans. We're coming. We've told them. We've won. Everyone's been warned. Bottle this league, you're finished.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, great. Okay, cool.
I believe City are going on a mad run.
Okay, cool. All right, Hamza. Hamza, then, if you're saying bottle this league, we're finished. If City win nothing this season, are you finished?
It's a criticism. I have standards, not like
No.
you guys. I don't care
Are
about
you
your
finished? No, not all
No,
this.
we're not
This
finished.
criticism.
We're
Criticism.
not
I don't want to
finished.
hear that. Are
No,
you,
we're not finished.
bro? But
we
how
have
a
failed
smaller
because-
club than Arsenal is not finished if they lose the league or don't win
Because
anything?
you've been
You're a smaller club than us. So how can we be finished but you're not? Does that make sense? Make it make sense, my brother. Make it make sense. We're not, bro. You can talk about waiting all this, bro. We have more league titles than you. If you want to do the history thing, don't do that.
I feel like it's valid, yeah, because I've been beefing these man the last 3-4 years. One thing I will say, if City win every game to the end of the season, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
We're
It's what they
champions.
do. It's what they do. But listen, Hamza. No, you're not necessarily champions because remember, you're forgetting they're already ahead of you. If you win every game to the end of the season, I wouldn't be surprised. You do this. I felt it. I've been on the receiving end. But the thing is, Arsenal, you keep saying they're going to slip up. We all have most of the season, and they just don't. They keep proving us wrong.
Every game, bro.
You're speaking this into this and that. What you're saying could happen. Listen, this is football.
It's all hypothetical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all hypothetical. Anything can happen. But I just think Arsenal only have to win 8 of your last 9 games in it, or something like that, to win the league. They're already ahead of you, Hamza, so they can even afford. And I know they're not going to have this mindset. But let's say worst case scenario, they do draw a game or lose a game. They will still be ahead of you in a regard. I think for me, it's not really even the Anfield game as such. I know One Touch will say that because of the PTSD and the 4, the 5s, you know what I mean. But I think it's not even the Anfield game. Even if they was to lose at us, I just think they need to avoid defeat to you lot. Yeah, like big up a gal, 7 wins from 9. If they avoid a defeat at Etihad, it is done. And you know what? Once Arsenal do win the league, because I think they will, I'm taking a trip because I've got too many Arsenal fans around.
Trust me, dog.
Brother, I'm just waiting to extend my stay, bro.
Surrounded by them.
Bruv, I'm gonna be in London then in May, bruv. What happens would determine if I extend my stay. 100%. I'm checking all of you. Hamza, where do you live?
I find me anywhere, bro.
Hey, I'm coming to your doorstep, rude boy. Your doorstep.
I think it'll be a madness. I think City will do a madness, and do not be surprised. I'm not being honest here. I hope we get through Bayern Munich, because if we do get through Bayern, I've got revenge on Real Madrid and Chelsea. I've got revenge on those guys. I got to slow. They finished. Those semi.
Bro, you don't want Madrid in the final, Hamza. Just so you know, you do not want Real Madrid in the final, bro. You don't want that.
I need to get Bayern, and the key thing for me, Foden has to come back. Yep. If Foden comes back, Haaland comes back, we can rotate again. We can start rotating because our players are fit. Yeah. I can see
you're going to start benching Haaland, yeah.
Etihad, we're definitely beating them. Etihad, we're definitely... I'll tell you why they'll lose the pressure, yeah? Sporting Lisbon told me all. I swear to God. After what are Boto jobs? Boto failures. Europa League. Are you serious? Are you... When pressure's on you, you're Emirates. I don't care about your excuses. I swear to God, I don't care about your excuses.
What excuses? Did you hear any? Did you hear excuses from me?
Roms, do my job. Roms on Sunday, do my job, please. I swear. I want to trust you. I'm going to ask you for a favor.
No, man.
Do me that job.
But this shows you. Oh, wait, hold on, quick. This just shows you guys how scared Hamza is. He's begging for other teams to help him with his job. Brother, do your own job, my guy. Do your own job. How about that?
You actually brought something up that's very relevant, yeah? Let's be honest. This is something... You want to speak about evidence. City normally go on this mad run. Yes, you do. And trust me, I felt it. But cool. Let's say you get through Bayern, yeah? And then you get Madrid. One thing City have not done is done the Premier League and Champions League double yet. Not saying it can't happen, but you've not done it yet. You've never managed to deal with the pressure of both and get to the finish line of both, yeah? Let's say you even beat Arsenal or whatnot, and you close the gap to even 2 points or whatnot. You still have to manage that Champions League side, because this is something you lot have never done. You lot are still gonna have you never know. Pep has said, listen, look, Premier's priority, but I do want that Champions League. He wants to, and not even just for the club, for him as well. He wants to prove to people it's not just Barca I can do it with. I can do it with someone else. But you lot have never won both at the same time. And I think, this is what I think. It's going to get to a point where I think Pep might change his priorities to the Champions League. You lot as City fans might disagree, but he's spoken it a bit too much times now for me to think he won. If you were to ask Pep behind closed door, if you can pick Champions League or Prem this season, I honestly think
Champions League, bro.
Roms.
You know,
That's why. Haven't you seen what he's been doing in the press since?
Yeah, bro, do you know what though? I'm gonna run the likes now, and then I've got someone else waiting in the background. He's
all right, quick. Let me just say this one thing. 10 seconds. 1 second. Basically, you've seen Pep say stuff like, "We've won 4 Premier League titles. Maybe the 5th one's not as important as the first one, and all that." So he's setting up the excuses just in case for the end of the season, and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, do you know what as well? Just quickly before I run the likes, when you say that, Roms, when you say it, Roms, about the priorities, I already think it's happened a little bit because psychologically, Man City have got a great squad in terms of obviously when they're all fit. But when they play Crystal Palace away, do you remember a few weeks ago, Haaland scored penalty 1-0. They didn't play De Bruyne and they rested him for the Champions League. And I'm thinking, if you've got to go to Selhurst Park here, 5:30, floodlight thing on a Saturday, you need to win.
Let's be honest, Let's be honest. Without that penalty,
they don't win. They don't win that game. Yeah. Obviously, I respect it. They did win the game, but they didn't play De Bruyne on a game like that. But you play all the others. So for me, he's already doing that slyly.
Sorry to cut you. Let me just ask Hamza straight. Hamza, if it gets to squeaky bum time, about 4 games to go, and you're 2 points behind Arsenal, and you've just had to pick one, Champions League or Prem, what are you picking?
One answer, Hamza. No dialogue.
I need that chance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm picking that chance.
Hamza, one answer.
I need to chant at them when I come to Emirates. You've never
he said
seen
champs.
That.
Champs. He needs champs.
You've never seen that.
Bring your guest in time, man. This guy needs humbling, man. I beg.
It's a guest. You mean your bedroom?
Arsenal Blueprint says, when we've slipped up, we've come back stronger. If Pep loses this title against his Coleman, it's finished for City. Big up Sophia as well. Remember, if City doesn't win the Champions League, there should be talks for the record. They ain't going past Bayern, in my opinion. In regards, big up for the super chat, Francis. Love every time, says history professor. Remember when City got relegated?
Couple man, runs for riches.
He's not one game at a time. Everyone's getting hyped right now, guys. Make sure you are smashing the like button, man. There's 400 of you nearly here on a Sunday. We're gonna do another 20-30 minutes because the show's been popping today. So guys, make sure you do subscribe to all the man them. Geordie Specs' channel right there down below in the channel. We've got Kunle as well, One Touch TV. Make sure you hit him up. Man City Hardcore as well on the Twitter Spaces, and Roms is here, and also obviously Big Six Bounce as well. Big up everyone inside. Comdean with another super chat. Love that, bro. Thank you. He says, if Arsenal win the league, it's a bigger achievement than Liverpool's title. City had an off year, only getting 82 points in that season. And then there was a comment for you, Specs, as well. You ain't getting away with it. Someone goes, if Newcastle
Roms, don't let him draw you out, bro.
You better, because it ain't gonna happen again if you don't get top 4. Do you want to quickly respond to that, and then we'll go and I'll bring my guest in.
Boy, you know what? If it wasn't for the whole support of the takeover or the backing, then I could kind of hear what he's saying. Because for me, this is our biggest chance overall to get it. But I'm not going to say or accept to say it won't happen again, bro. We'll be in or around it. Trust me. Everyone's scared, bro. The low-key one. But I'll just stay humble. But we're coming, bro.
But yeah, your time's coming. After this, we're going straight to Newcastle United. So don't worry, it's going to be interesting. To
ready, right?
Newcastle. You can warm up them hands because I think you're going to win today. But we'll see. But
I'm nervous still.
Wow,
they're going to win.
We'll talk about it.
My brother,
People in the comments saying, Egal, get on. Egal, I'm not even going to do too much. Egal talks football. Subscribe. You know what time it is. You've heard Hamza. I'm just going to let you come in and say what you want to say.
Just cook, bro. Cook, Egal, cook.
Hamza, you're extremely shameless. To the level that you're shameless is ridiculous. 1 second you're saying City's going to win the league and Arsenal are going to bottle it. In the other hand, you're saying if you don't win the league from this position, you're the biggest bottle jobs in history. So which one is it? Because you're really playing both hands. You're playing both sides of the fence, and you're also protecting yourself by saying you're going to win the Champions League.
Champions League. Thank you, Egal.
The reality
call out the bullshit.
You have a chance to get a treble, and you've been deflecting everything this season away from that. Last year, you were pushing it on Liverpool. Are they going to win the quad? Are they going to win the quad? Are they going to win the quad? Are you going to win a treble? Because you keep talking about you keep talking about other people and everything else. What are you going to do? Because you keep talking about winning the league, winning the Champions League. Are you going to forgo the FA Cup to Manchester City?
All right, Ty, this comment is true. You know, why are we at the bottom? We're at the top of the league. What's going on? Thunder Road, tell him. We're top of the league, bro. Put us back on the top tier. Hey.
Are you gonna forget? Are you gonna forget the fact that you guys are gonna be going up against maybe Manchester United in the FA Cup? Are you also forgetting that your team is in disarray? Haaland has come in. You got Cancelo fighting with your manager. You have Bernardo Silva wanting to dream about playing in Spain. You have Laporte saying he wants to go abroad or play for PSG or something like that. You have so much unrest in your club. You guys are trying to paper over cracks by bringing this argument with Arsenal, making jokes about Liverpool. You're deflecting away from the reality that this season is not an off season. Even statistically, you guys have been up there with where you've been over the last couple of years. The only thing is, I can see the insecurities in what you're saying. You're not
There's
only
so many holes in it, bro.
Because you're not only talking about what you're doing, you're always deflecting and talking about other things. And right now, after I'm done, you're probably gonna bring up Arsene Wenger bottling last year. That
we know. We remember,
bro. You just heard him beg Romans for help, bro. He begged Liverpool for help.
One second. Let me land the final point. The reality is, if we win the league this season, Man City gave us two of their players that became our most experienced players that helped us win this league title. So at the end of the day, if we win the league, you can still claim it as yours, Hamza. It's okay. I'll give it to you.
No, I'll listen. To you guys winning the league will not hurt me because at the end you can never.
Hamza, you bloody liar, bro.
Just like Everton.
Listen, it's not gonna happen. You can claim it also. It's not gonna happen. First, I'll say. The fact that you know about Bernardo Silva Laporte, I told you, your fan base and their commanders, I called them voyeur. You love to research my team so much. You knew Haaland's injury, you're tweeting. I think yours none of your business.
You denied it.
Check your squad. My guys will know everything in detail about my club. Listen, this season, I tell you with chest, I'm a big club. My expectation is expectation like Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. I want the league. I want the Champions League. I want the FA Cup. We have ambitions. It's a failure if we don't get it. We're not like you. Oh, it's okay. We pushed along. And if we don't win, it's still good. No, I don't care. The reason is you're top and you've been chatting most. Every fan base have been looking at you. They've been texting me, Hamza, these guys are talking too much. It's your first time to be top of the league in 19 years probably. But the way you're talking is as if you dominated. Bring me the league title in May. And I promise you, I told you again, Liverpool away, Roms, do the job. I believe you do the job.
Do the job. He's begging. He's begging.
Roms, do that one for me please on Sunday. Because if you do that job on Sunday, Roms, I'm putting the nail in the coffin.
Okay, Hamza. If Liverpool beat them next week, do you think their bums go?
Pressure starts. That's when I know. April
guys.
I'm ready. I know. Newcastle away.
Next we drew against Newcastle. My man did a TikTok saying it's over. Man, let's see. And the thing is, they got knocked out the FA Cup. They got knocked out the Carling. They said they won the league. They got knocked out Europa League. Now you got the league. You got only to play the league. We got to play everything now. They have to show us why Saka, Odegaard, these players that you're praising, Arteta, show us you can complete it. And if you don't complete it, you've got blood in your hands. I swear to God, you have blood in your hands. Let me land.
Too much.
I will agree with you. We haven't done anything yet. I agree. We haven't won the league yet. We haven't done that. But the reality is what we have done is we're currently on as much points or actually higher than every single Man City team except for Centurions. And you know that you're chasing us. You need us to slip up. You need us to drop points. You can go spotless from here on out. We still win the league if we continue our level. Even if we lose to you, we could still lose to you and win the rest of our games and still go and win the league. The reality is you need us to slip up. That's why you're trying to manifest it. You're trying to manifest something that's not happened. But the reality is you've lost 4 games this season, drawn 4 games. We've lost 3 games this season, drawn 3 games. But guess what? Somehow we have, 3 more wins on the board than you because there's games in hands and other things. I'm telling you right now, Hamza, if you think you're going to catch us that easily, you're joking.
We're going to beat Liverpool. We did beat Liverpool. Tell me
Liverpool.
We did beat Liverpool.
Talking about Liverpool.
The he's not going to say, look, he's scared. He knows. He doesn't
scared about. We're not scared of nothing. Listen, you're not going to go me into
like I'm doing an episode of
I know he can't answer. He knows Liverpool is a game.
Hamza, Me predicting Liverpool's victory or loss doesn't determine if we win the league or not.
No,
the
but that's the start.
What determines the league is your level of consistency versus our level of consistency. And I don't think Man City have been as consistent as Arsenal this season. And the reason why you have not been as consistent is because there's been frailties in your defense. Your attack has not been as potent. Your team was trying to figure out how to implement Haaland in at the beginning. And now you guys think you're starting to click into gear. But the reality is, even though you're saying you're clicking into gear, you have not still been at your scintillating best from the year before. Is it a drop off? Maybe slightly. But the reality is, you think you can say, oh, based on your past history, you're going to beat Arsenal. But nothing you've said and brought to the table is actually saying why you're going to win. It's just trying to say why Arsenal are going to lose.
I'm going to win because I've got experience to win. I've done it before. I've been here every year. I've delivered the cup. There's nothing better. Ask Roms. You push me. There's nothing better I can tell you. I've always done it under pressure.
Let me actually see what Specs and Rom think here, yeah, because I'm not going to lie to you. Egal and Hamza, I didn't realize that being at the top of the league was so much stress.
Ty, when we were going head to the City, after each game, I'd go to sleep, bro, and I'll have a nap. It's exhausting. It's actually exhausting. The thing is, Egal and both Hamza make very good points because I hear Hamza's point. We've done this for the last 3-4 years. We can win every game. We all know. I think Egal will even say City are capable. Not say they will, but they're capable of winning the rest of the game. But where I agree with Egal is Arsenal's destiny is in their own hands. City's destiny isn't in their own hands. They have to rely on other teams
100%
to stop Arsenal. That's where Arsenal have the advantage. And what people need to remember is Arsenal have only lost 3 games all season. You know, they've only lost 3. Everyone think they're miraculously gonna lose 2-3 games in these last 9. For me, I can't see it happening. But like Hamza said, pressure does a lot of things. It either makes diamonds or it makes bottlers. Luckily, we don't have no Spurs fans on this panel.
It
makes diamonds or it makes bottlers. I personally think Arsenal are going to be diamonds from this. But I hear Hamza. Hamza's saying because they haven't been in this situation in about 19 years, they could fold. I can't see it. I think Arsenal do it, but I understand both points. They both have very good points.
You know what though? And I'm going to come to Specs on this because obviously Arsenal haven't been in this title race for a long time. Obviously, Specs, like you said, you're from Tottenham, you're in North London, yeah. You have a lot of Arsenal regions around that area. However, I feel like for me, it's a bit of a lazy excuse when people say Arsenal haven't been in this situation for so long. Because if Arsenal are going to win the league, then that goes out the window, and then everyone's saying, okay, they've overcome that hurdle. But to win a league, no matter what, they're going to have to overcome it, whether it's this year, 5 years, or 8 years. Arsenal are going to have to do it anyway. So do you look at this Arsenal team and think that they are going to go all the way now?
Bro, for me, just like spectating Arsenal, let's just go back to this last season. From what I see as a neutral fan, I don't know, Arsenal fans know more than me, but what I see and the aura and the energy and the togetherness is like they've gone past that last season bit when they like folded that Newcastle and blah blah blah, and Xhaka had a little rant. But now, bro, he's added a few players, and I just think Arteta's just got it right, bro. And I just can't see, I don't see no fear in them, bro. And the biggest thing for me that I've seen in Arsenal, we've always seen when it goes wrong, or they're losing a game, or when it goes wrong, it goes bad. But what I'm seeing is, and you've seen the proof, I think Hamza said it earlier, actually, or Roms, they've won it in different ways. Do you get what I'm saying? How many times have you seen Arsenal go behind? Like the Fulham match, the Bournemouth one was crazy.
Yeah, West Ham at home, I remember watching that.
All of that, bro. And I said, nah. The Bournemouth game, as bad as Bournemouth are in the bottom and all that, I said, nah, man, that's too much to come back. Even though peppering them, that's too much. But they came back. So they're showing some different kind of spirit.
Jed, I'm happy you brought up that, because Hamza, you will agree. There's certain moments in title races. I know the Bournemouth game was a couple of weeks ago now. But you know when Reece Nelson scored that, I just thought, it's Arsenal's year. Because Hamza, this is where you're going to smile. You remember when Company scored that screamer against Leicester, and your own players were saying, Vinny, don't shoot. David, don't shoot. And he scored from far. And that's when I knew in the back of my mind, it's Cities. There's certain things that happen in title races that kind of let you know, it's their year. So I agree with you. When I saw that Bournemouth one, Dreads, that's when I said, I think it's theirs.
No, this is what I'm saying. When I saw... Like, I was like, I don't know what I'm hating for because I have no affiliation with Arsenal, you get me? But I was just thinking, like, just hating, like, nah, bro, like, There's no way he can come back. I'm like, come on, Bournemouth, man.
Specs. It's one of the ones when they go 2-0 down at 60 minutes, you're kind of hoping and thinking this could be the one game that they actually do flop. But then when they got the first goal, Specs, I was like, I know they're coming back. You know, like United back in the day under Fergie, when they went 2-0 down and we scored at Old Trafford or whatever, you know we're coming back. I watched that Arsenal team against Bournemouth, and when it was like 65 minutes, my phone flashed up like Partey, whoever scored it. I was like, they're coming back. And that's a different mentality now because they're winning.
So what? You thought did you actually think they were going to win or come back as a draw?
I knew we were going to win that game.
I knew they'd win. Yeah,
I said we were going to win that game. When we were 2-1, when we were 2-0 down, was it 2-0?
Yeah, 2-0.
Yeah.
I said it's an uphill battle, but I can still think we can win this game. When we scored the first goal, I said,
I bet you knew you'd won. I bet you when you scored that first goal with Gal, you knew you'd come back and win, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. When we're in extra time, I was starting to get worried. But then I didn't expect Reece Nelson's goal to happen the way it did. I expected us to maybe score before extra time. That the final minutes. I'll remind you guys of this: Sterling versus Bournemouth. The exact same thing happened in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that is true. And the Gal, me asking you directly as an Arsenal fan, right?
So
when you're 2-0 down at home, when was the last time you actually felt like, yeah, we're going to come back? You're talking years ago, and that shows the difference in this Arsenal team.
That's what I'm saying.
In the last 3 or 4 years.
For as long as I've been a content creator, never. But when it comes to Arsenal, it was back like not even under Santi Cazorla days. Maybe before that, maybe when it was Arsene Wenger with like Fabregas and the man. That's when I really felt like we could come back.
It's crazy. Big up Kendall, obviously watching.
But I think the thing is,
big up Kendall.
That was an expected win from Bournemouth, and you're right. Aston Villa won, and when he hit the keepers from bro was coming out, and the guy hit on his head. Yeah,
that was mad.
That's true. But I just think those kind of moments, you're right. But it's gonna make the title exciting. I think next game, I think the most important is Anfield away, and 100%, I put money there. 100% no. There's no way they're winning in Anfield. There's no. I put money there. There's no way.
You don't know, man. You don't know, bro.
I tried to stay out of this.
They're losing at Anfield.
I'm gonna let you land.
They don't even know.
If I have to give Hamza some credit or belief, right, it is the fact that you have now got to play Liverpool away. You have got to go to West Ham away, fighting for their life. You have to go to Newcastle away.
Show me now.
You've got to play Brighton. So that month of April, like Hamza's saying, starting now, I'm not saying that you're going to flop, but if Hamza is going to have belief that Arsenal will crumble, it is because them games are big and you're not playing them teams like Rom said that in the mid-table and they're just comfortable with their position like Fulham. And I'm not saying that you will flop, but if there's any belief from a City fan that you will, it is because your hard game's coming up, respectfully.
Yep. Yeah. And don't forget, you're playing the best defense in the league, bro. You feel me?
Let me just give you guys.
St. James.
Let me give you guys a checklist, okay? They're gonna flop after the World Cup. Didn't happen. It's only been 7 games. Didn't happen. They've signed some players, but they didn't get better. It didn't happen. We're not gonna make top 4. Pretty much solidified. What was the next thing that people said?
When Jesus gets injured.
When Jesus gets injured, he got injured. The season was over. No, it wasn't. Then Saliba got injured. Rob Holding's playing the next 2 games. Oh, this is where they're going to drop.
Now we missed out on Mudryk. Don't forget that one.
Don't forget when we went to Chelsea away. When we went to Chelsea away, Hamza said, "Chelsea fans, do me a favor." Didn't happen. Tottenham fans, do me a favor. They haven't beaten you at Tottenham away in years. They can't do it this year.
Smoke them, man.
Happen. So with all those checks, the next check that needs to be checked off is we haven't been able to beat Liverpool away in years, and we need to check that off the list. And then going to Manchester City, we haven't been able to pick up a point, let alone score a goal. That is another thing. If we can get a statement victory from Liverpool or Manchester City, that's league title wrapped up. Done. If we get a draw, forget about. Win.
If you get draw in trouble, you have to win.
If we get a point from Manchester City away, league's wrapped. That is a reality.
And what I've noticed about people like Hamza and other content creators is this is what's really happened, Egal, bro. They've come to terms with, in their mind, they've come to terms with us winning the league, but in public, do you know what? I'm going to keep saying they're not going to do this. They're going to choke here, choke there, because if the slight chance it happens, my video is going to be up to say, yeah, I told you so. That's all that's going on with Hamza. Hamza doesn't even believe in what he's saying. The Hamza with chest is gone. I can't see him anymore. It's actually upsetting. Like you look like a shadow of yourself right now, Hamza. It's desperate. You're begging Roms for 3 points. You're doing all sorts.
You said he's like Anthony Joshua now, like he's not really there.
Brother, exactly that. Exactly like AJ, bro. People still watch you, but it's one of them ones. It's not really the same now.
One more thing, Hamza, before you go, I beg, let me say one more thing. To everyone who's saying you just need Arsenal to drop points in one game and you can do the rest. The reality is you are lying to yourself if you think Arsenal dropping points to Liverpool alone will secure you the league title. You are delusional if you think Manchester City are going to win every single game for the rest of the season, including the game against Arsenal, and Arsenal are going to just drop points in one game, lose to you, and that's it. 2 games. You think 2 games, Arsenal drop points in 2 games, and you can win the league? You're going to need us to drop points in minimum 3 games. There's 9 games remaining.
Wait, you think Jesus is going to lose on Easter Sunday? Are you joking?
I just don't think.
Are you joking?
I just don't think they fathom how ridiculous it sounds that this team that has not been able to go win 10 games straight this season is now just all of a sudden going to go win.
I'm seeing signs of leaking defense, and I'm seeing what a joke.
Guess what?
Came there. Leeds came to your ground. Yeah, I swear, and this is the Leeds without 4 players, and they were popping you off the park.
What was the score?
You always concede, and you haven't played a team like Newcastle. You keep going behind against Bournemouth, and I promise you, and you're smiling now, but you know
we haven't played a team like Newcastle. What does that mean? No. What does that even mean?
When the pressure's on you,
what are we doing?
You go to St James Park, and you're conceding those amounts of goal.
Okay, so the pressure. Okay, Hamza, what you're saying
don't think when you come to Etihad,
cool.
When we came to Etihad and you had the chest to say, "Oh, we will do it, we will show," and we came to your ground, we pampered you as we had 0 shots on target. When pressure's on you, you buckle. Your players like Saka. I've seen Saka, Martinelli, the games which are important games against Man City being taken off, and I'm thinking the guys never had a stinker. It's a pressure.
Hey, what are you talking about, Hamza? What you're actually saying a whole lot of nothing. You're talking, but there's no substance to what you're saying right now, bro.
Pressure, I think pressure will get into Liverpool game. Definitely, you're losing Liverpool. Put that in. Put 100%. I'm telling you, you're losing the Liverpool game. You're losing definitely 100%. There is no way we're losing. Are you joking?
Daniel, there's not enough City fans, bro. Don't be mad at us.
I smack you all the time. I'm beating you, and you're definitely gonna draw one of the games. Mark my words.
That's not enough. That's not enough for you to win
the title. We're not gonna lose a game. We're not losing a game.
You're gonna drop points somewhere else. It's not
okay.
enough.
Let's see.
Well, because you keep saying, 1 second, what's more ridiculous? Him saying Arsenal are going to lose 2 games, or me saying Man City are going to drop points somewhere else?
We will not drop points. We will not. The way we work.
Okay, Hamza, when you do drop points, you're going to come on Never a Foul and apologize to me, and you go.
Absolutely. I don't.
Everyone, you've seen that. Click that up.
There we go. I'm gonna move it on because we've done a good segment on the whole title race. I normally don't even do an hour and 18 in the show, but do you know what? There's been 400 watching basically throughout the whole show because it's been kicking off, man, which has been sick. So big up everyone. Make sure you do smash the like, people. Make sure you subscribe to Gal Talks Football as well down below. Big up Gal for joining. Stay on Gal as well. We've got Geordie Dread, obviously Specs, new to the podcast thing, man. So make sure you hit him up for the Newcastle stuff as well. One Touch TV, go and subscribe. And then Hamza as well, Man City Hardcore on the Twitter Spaces as well. But you know what? I can feel the energy right from the outside as a neutral. I'm sure Specs can as well, because Arsenal are in that position where they can go on and win the league and the destiny is in their hands. However, because of the fixtures they've got, the next month of podcasting for all us man together is going to be so interesting, because if Arsenal do come through their tests, everyone has to give them their flowers, 100%, no excuses. Absolutely. If Arsenal do start faltering, Hamza, you are going to be there like a please sniffer dog, and you're going to be waiting for your moment. And I understand it, because to be fair, I see people in the comments saying it's not fair 2-on-1, but guys, Hamza can hold it down, man. That's why
I can hold it down easy,
man. He doesn't mind this 2v1. He'll take man on 5-on-1. So yeah.
How many City fans are out there, Ty? Let's be honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna back it? Bro, our stadium is never empty. Don't do that, Hamza. When?
And them are forgetting lockdown setting. Guys were going 7-on-1 on a regular basis. What you
Yeah,
talking about?
man.
Hey, pause.
Hamza can hold it, man. And do you know what? Respect Hamza because he has
Bro, we're grown as men.
We're increasing our capacity.
Yeah.
Man was going on 7-1. That's a bit bad.
We're talking football.
But guys, man, we're gonna go into the Newcastle Man United game because obviously there's a top 4 race still to be had right now. Everton are playing Tottenham tomorrow, but we're not talking about Tottenham like Kunle says. We can wait to see if they do get the result. But Specs, man, like look at this Newcastle team. He supported them for years. He was even saying to me when obviously it started in '96 from the Shearer days and all that. And now look at it now. You've got your
Big
new
up
owners,
Specs,
which you wanted. Yeah, man. You've got St. James's Park, a great stadium. You've got Eddie Howe. Yes, he might be the manager now, but you might get someone better obviously later on. But he's doing his job right now. Alexander Isaac is firing now. He's taking Callum
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Bad boy. I can't lie. He's doing his thing at the moment. Talk to you about this Newcastle before we get right into the game, man. You seeing this change of ownership, this whole regime, man. How has it made you feel this season? Because look where you are. No, I said, yeah, top 10 this season, Europa League next season, then try and transfer Champions League in your first season. I was trying to do it realistically, but you're exceeding expectations this year, man. So yeah, chat to me about this Newcastle whole season for you, man.
All right. Well, first of all, big up once again for putting me on the show, bro. I appreciate it. Get me? I'm just a local man in this thing, like, man, just starting out. You get me? Bit nervous and that, but yeah. But no, you see, when Amanda Staveley spoke, I took it in. Like when that takeover finally went through, she's like, "Give us 5-10 years." You get me? To eventually progress to what you just said. So, and I took that as that, like, yeah, like I didn't think because. You see, it's 50-50 for me. Low key, when I'm chatting to my friends off camera, when we went on that little run, you know, like when Eddie Howe came, when we was like, took over Steve Bruce, when a little run.
Back end of last season, you had like great points.
Yeah, bro. And I thought to myself, and we beat Arsenal or whatever and all that hype. And I was like,
why are you throwing that in there, bro?
No, it's a big thing, bro. It's a big set, bro. Bro, this little old Newcastle, bro. I get me. I was gassed that day. So, you get me? Like, so my thing was that run we had. Low key, I thought, why can't we keep that kind of momentum? And if we can, the way the form statistic shows, that we could be in the position that we're in right now. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I was being honest, when the season started, bro, I was happy with, like, I said, if we can even get a Europa conference, I'll be gassed. Do you get what I'm saying? If you ask me now, if we end up finishing the Europa Conference,
you'll still be happy.
I'll be a tad disappointed because we've been around the top 4 for so long, but I'll be mad grateful, bro. Of course, I want to see
you bottled top 4 then.
Ironically, another Arsenal fan asked me the same thing that happened. But no, it's a good question. I wouldn't say we bottled it, bro, because we never. Yeah, for the players, management. Anyway, bro, we're just having a good time, bro. Well, I'm just saying. The reason I asked is because the narrative's different for Arsenal overachieving, but when it's Newcastle, it's like, oh, it's not, yeah, they weren't supposed to do it anyway. Bro, that's why you're laughing. Come on, bro. You ain't gonna try and compare.
This wasn't at you, Specs. To be fair, it was for all the other neutrals more than anything else.
I'll say this: Newcastle. You guys should be enjoying this. You guys are going to get European football somewhere or another this season. And no one can belittle what you guys done. You guys went from being a relegation candidates last year, January time.
Every bloody season, bro.
Every season under Mike Ashley to now being back into Europe, back being in the amongst things. And I believe in a year or two, you guys are going to overtake Tottenham. Teams that are in the. That's
the plan, bro. That's the plan. You get what I'm saying? But right now, like, I like the way Eddie Howe
you agree,
does things. You get what I'm saying? Especially with like off the field stuff. Like every other week, you got one weirdo wants to ask them about off the field stuff. Like, let's just keep it football. Obviously, we know about that, but keep it football. We've got a support network and the budgets and the owners. And you get what I'm saying, bro? And what I hate about certain people is they love to say, nah, you got the money now, you got your money. But I'm like, bro, if you check the thing, bro, it wasn't really a money thing. Like, we coached the players we already had. Look at Joe Linton, bro.
Specs. Let me tell you where they're coming from. I don't agree with them. I agree with you. The narrative they're trying to run is, look how City and Chelsea just pumped money through, and they just, do you know what I'm saying? That they think that, okay, that's the right way. To be honest, it's not. Chelsea, if Abramovich did it the right way, Chelsea would still be sustainable after him. Do you get what I'm saying? But because he didn't.
Cool. Financially, Chelsea were effed up. I know that before he came, but player-wise, status-wise, they were cool, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, the Man City team, I don't want to get into that. That's a whole nother stream. That's technical, bro. Yeah, trust me, bro. That's a different...
Man like Hamza coming on stream talking down to rival fans. You know what I'm saying?
Different team, but I'm saying I'm just proud of us that, well, we never had a choice really because of FFP, but we just chucked money in there. We coached the players that we already had. Like Miguel Almiron, I don't think I'll see this from him or Joe Linton. You get what I'm saying, bro? And like just the coaching, bro. I've seen Dan Burns on the left. I don't particularly like that, but it's working kind of. Like it's a bit freakish, but it's cool.
He's good, bro.
You know what is
Dan Burns is good.
You know what?
No, but I'm saying I still.
But no one's ever saw it from the left as a left back.
It's weird, bro. Like
You know what it is?
The logic of Dan Burns at left back. You're not thinking, oh, go on, Roms.
You know what is on the money? You know what is on the money side of things? Yeah, I think Gal, Ty, and One Touch will agree. Where all of our clubs have been like the tradition of English football. Yeah. You see how Chelsea and City were no one. Newcastle were kind of someone to get with the Ginola.
Yeah. At one point, back in the day.
You know what I mean? So I don't really mind. It's going to be annoying, but I'm saying I don't mind you not getting money until you don't start pumping us. But
I've heard it before from people. Yeah.
You not have already been. You've been in runnings, and you were put like this. You were bigger than the City and Chelsea before their takeover.
Yeah.
I'm not too angry with
Chelsea.
It. With a City and Chelsea out of nowhere. That
was bad. I've heard that narrative before from a lot of people. Like, like kind of like low key. Yeah, let Newcastle do their thing. Like something different, a different team to like talk about into that whole. You get what I'm saying? But like you just said, if we do start doing a madness, no one ain't saying that
you can just stay off. I'm not gonna lie. Specs. The only reason I have any sort of tension with Man City is because of Hamza. Before I met Hamza, bro, I didn't care about Man City. Man City was like, if they win the league, I don't give a damn. It's City, innit? Like they're literally. It's only because of man like Hamza that I'm even giving them relevance because they're still not part of these conversations. But let's call a spade a spade. They've been dominating for the last few years of English football, but not their club is not big enough to the level where I'm like, oh fuck City, man. I'm beefing City. If they win, I don't really care. It's only because we're going head to head with them right now that I really.
For me, City is like FIFA, bro. It's a cheat code. Sugar daddy team. Get me? That's what it is, bro. Get me? It's a cheat code, and it's just where it's like.
Newcastle tells me about cheat code.
The difference between what you're gonna find is. One second. I would say Hamza's more like the new generation of Man City fans. Where generation, but you're gonna have new generation.
That's his original from old.
Main road, man.
You're gonna have Newcastle fans that are new generation who are gonna only know the money, and they're gonna be like, yo, they're gonna pump their chest a lot more than you guys, and it's gonna be like, yo.
You're right, you go. You're spot on, you go.
You know what the funny thing is, yeah? Listen, people think that people jump on the bandwagon like Newcastle. Newcastle's a big club. Like my brother's a Newcastle man. Alan Shearer and Faustino Spray, they were in the Champions League. Bro. They rattled Barcelona 3-2. I'll never forget it.
Where were you lot before? Where were you lot before the money, Hamza? Where were you lot before the money, Hamza? Nowhere.
So Newcastle, when I say Newcastle fan, I respect them so highly because I know.
And that's why we don't respect you, Hamza. No, you weren't that.
When I was young, my brother's because he's older than me. He's a Newcastle fan. He's a Faustino Spray and Alan Shearer. Newcastle's not like a small club. To me, the only reason why I'm coming for Arsenal fan is I'm used to this winning every season. I'm sorry, I'm not going to.
Who did you support in them Faustino Spray days, Hamza?
You're spoiled.
On social media, I swear, I'm fighting with Real Madrid fans. I swear. They say, what? I said, yo, I'm not lowering my expectation. I'm after the Champions League. So anyone who stops me winning my trophies, you're my enemy. Whether you are the history, I don't care. So to me, that's
I think everyone's the enemy, bro.
And other teams.
I hear it, Hamza. But because we only got 15 minutes, let me because we've got to wrap it up in 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, we've got to talk about your dead club, innit? We've got to talk about
the Man United. With the Man United, so Newcastle game. Spec before I come and shake you, before I come to obviously the Man United side of things, Specs, obviously you said that like getting European football was still a great achievement for you lot. You've been in around top 4, so it would be a bit disappointing if you don't get it. But I'm gonna ask you direct question, yeah. If you beat us today, you go above us. Your goal difference is better and whatnot. The fact is, with 10 games to go, you're above us. So you're well in this top 4 hunt. Do you believe if you win today, surely your mentality is, okay, we've beaten the team that people have been talking about. Ten Hag's first season, he's been very good. You'll go third. Surely you really feel that, like, okay, we are in that race. So as much as you're saying right now, okay, it'll be a little bit of a disappointment if we don't get it, but we'll still get European football. If you beat us today, live, 4:30, Sky Sports, and go above us, surely your confidence has to go up because you've beaten the team in third. You're going third.
All right. So what you said is spot on. So what it was, when I did my own little podcast thing, I said before the Wolves game and the Forest game, I said we had to win those 2 games. Not a draw and a loss or draw and a win. Had to win those 2 games to get back in the conversation. Because those were the last 2 chances to still be in the conversation. Because we were dropping off, bro. It was mad. It's either drawing or just losing and a tough couple games and a City game and blah, 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 blah. So now we've got that out of the way. I feel if we can get a draw and a win away to West Ham, which I'll be attending, it's just down the road. You get me? Yeah. So if we can get at least 4 points, bruv, I'll still feel like, yeah, we're in it. But if we get 6 points, so it ain't about the Man United game.
If you get 6 points,
this is what I'm saying. It ain't about the Man United game, but that'll be a start, bro. Like, if you beat you today, I'll be gassed. Bring me back on here, bro. Like, trust me, bro. Like, that's a statement thing. Because obviously, like you said, be third, goal difference. Spurs are a bit weird right now. You get me, bruv? Like, and we got 2 games in hand from Spurs anyway. Liverpool lost. I was so happy that I was gassed, like, because I was still a bit nervous. You get me?
Yeah,
I just feel like it's hard. Huh?
No, I agree with you because Liverpool was still in the hunt.
I just want us to get it over the line, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? And not that nonsense of that dilemma where if Chelsea win the Champions League or if Man United finish 5th and they win the Europa, then it don't matter if you finish.
That happened to you under Pardew, innit? You finish.
No, because we finished 5th under Pardew. Anyway, we finished 5th. We didn't finish 4th.
No, someone finished 4th one year and they
couldn't. No, Spurs missed out one time.
That's it.
Because of that madness.
Spurs always miss out, bro. How can you forget?
You get what I'm saying? But let's say that don't happen here. Like, it would be nice to see something different, bro. You get me? Like, obviously, it'd be a big like factor. Like, oh, if Liverpool don't get in there, or all that, and Spurs or Chelsea, whatever. But let's change it up a bit. You get what I'm saying? Arsenal ain't been Champions League for a while. You get what I'm saying? Newcastle.
Why are we catching these strays, bro? What's this got to do? But like, you're talking about Newcastle, man.
It's a positive thing, bro.
It's not a positive. It's actual fact. Let it be.
I'm talking positive, bro. I'm saying it's a good thing for like chilling the whole narrative of the same.
By the way, we're qualified for Champions League now. Obviously,
get it.
Go on, because the connection bad. Go on and go.
We're in the Champions League next year anyways. But I just think Newcastle today is a Champions League decider for them, where for Manchester United, it's a solidifier if they finish 3rd or if they don't.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think if Newcastle win today, that's on dreading to be finishing in the top 4?
No, basically, it's a decider for you. Because if you lose, it could take you out of the running.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a loss takes them out of top 4, I think. You're right.
Where for Manchester United, it drags them back into the top 4.
Does it take them out of top 4?
It drags them back. Yeah.
But we're not in the top 4 anyway.
Think today's big. I actually think, and
this game is massive for both teams, that's why.
Yeah, I'll bring Roms in as well after this, because I agree with you. Like, I'm a Man United fan, and everyone knows I don't really come with the gassed vibes. I'm more of a realist, and I'll be honest with you.
As opposed to who, Ty? As opposed to who? Ty, as opposed to who?
Other individuals that can be more confident than me. Yeah.
We want names. We want names.
I'll say me and your cut from the same cloth.
It's not
saying there's anything wrong with that, but we're just a bit more. Grounded,
I'm a bit more. I look at it realistically, because I don't want to come in and gas and be like, oh, he doesn't know his ball or whatever. I'm going to a Newcastle game, at St. James's. We all know what the stadium's like, and we are missing Casemiro. Now, I don't care what people say, right?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, Casemiro when you're a team like Man United, right, and where we're heading and where we're trying to build, I get it. Where we're going to be in 2-3 years' time is going to be better than now. But when you bring in one player in terms of obviously a signing to change that midfield, which we've been lacking with McTominay and Fred and that for years, what it is for me is the change that Casemiro brings. I know people can say, oh, but it's only one player, but it's the most important player.
Yeah.
When we played them in the Carabao Cup final, he scored the goal. But also, that first 30 minutes, Newcastle were on top of us. I'm not even going to lie. Newcastle were on top of us. We couldn't get out of half. We couldn't build up play. We're not even going to be able to build up play without Casemiro there now. Also, the attacks that Newcastle will have, the wave after waves, I said the other day, when Man City go to Crystal Palaces or Bournemouth, and I'm using Man City as an example, or even Arsenal, teams that dominate the ball the most, they'll go to these bottom of the table teams. And no matter what, in 90 minutes, the home team will always have a spell for 10 or 15 minutes. Whether they score in that spell, I don't know. Newcastle today are going to have waves of pressure. And I'm going to be real with you. I want to see if Manchester United can deal with that, because Casemiro is the perfect type of player to help us sift out them attacks. Today, we're going to have McTominay and Fred.
Wait, four goals in a week. McTominay, don't do that. Don't disrespect McSauce and them, man, there. International Don.
I'm not gaffing in my basketball goals.
Do you want him to play striker?
I've got to be real. Gal, like, I look at it and Roms, I don't know if this Manchester United team will be able to survive wave after wave. We've got to be clinical today. I can go to Newcastle and know that my team can score goals and we can win. I get it. We have got Bruno. We've got Anthony. I know he's obviously had it in miss. We've got Rashford.
Is Rashford back?
Sancho. Yeah, Rashford's back.
Apparently.
We'll go there and score. But can we get this Newcastle team out, and can that midfield hold it together? And that's why I'm being realistic. If we got a draw, I'll probably take it, because their fans are going to be up for it, bro. If they beat us, they go third. There is so much riding on this. And
it's a big match, bro. It's not a joke, bro. It's a big match.
It's a big game.
I think this evening is going to be that Barclays Heritage high scoring last game on a Sunday game.
I hope not.
Yeah.
As much as you lot don't have Casemiro, you've hit the nail on the head, Ty. You lot can still score out of nothing. And even Anthony, we've always criticised. I'm not his biggest fan, but
and my brother and my cousin might be back.
Oh yeah, your guy. Yeah, your guy.
Tony and them, man.
Yo, Ty, I'm gonna say something that's wild after.
Oh yeah, I'll let you go after Roms.
He can score out of nothing. I don't rate Anthony, but when I've actually looked at the teams he scored against and whatnot, and it's kind of been the times of goals. It's been equalizers or getting the team ahead. I think Arsenal, Old Trafford, Barca away, like he scored. There's another big game, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Then Rashford's in very good form as well. I still know United can score freely, but I think I forgot Casemiro was out until you just said it, Ty. That is he's
getting ready to go to the studio now.
He's that player that's coming to your team for me and literally transformed you. Once he came in, United just looked different, and I can see this being a slender win to Newcastle. But I think it'll be high score. I think it'll be like a 3-2. Like, there won't be much in it, but I think it's going to be one of them games that just galvanize Newcastle. Because remember, again, I know it's cliche, but a lot of us only got one game to go. It's only City and United that have to play multiple games now. And credit to you lot because you're in multiple competitions. But yeah, man,
credit to Ten Hag, bro. I think he's an exceptional coach, because for me, I think Man U are shit, bro. Let me not lie to you. I think you remind me of Spurs last season getting 3 points when you shouldn't really. No, hold on. Let me land. Okay. Let me land first. Like, in terms of you don't play good football at all, but your manager is adapting his style to get 3 points somehow. I don't know how he's done it, and I didn't rate him as highly as I do right now. But Ten Hag is a fucking bad boy, because this team should have not have accumulated this amount of points with how you're playing. But if
we get top 4, we overachieve.
With how you're playing, 100% I do, because hear me out, because Man U in every single match they concede a high volume of quality chances, but the teams have not been taking those chances, and Man U have been clinical in response. But that wave can't continue. But if Ten Hag can get through to the end of the season that way, there's fear for next season. After another summer window, I'm nervous, because then he's going to play his proper football. Do you get me?
I'm going to let you come in. I'm going to let you come in. But if we get top 4 and we do get the right signings in, with what Ten Hag's done, like you said, with the profile of players he's had, he's actually done really well. And I feel like the times we don't really play well, which is funny, I saw some statistic, but the times we don't really play well is the times when Ten Hag doesn't actually have his signings on the pitch. So when Martinez is rested, or Casemiro is not on the pitch, or Anthony's like picked up another knock. And it's quite interesting to see that that's the players that he knows that know his football and his style. I'm not making excuses, by the way. It just shows, Kunle, what you're saying. He's getting the best out of the players that he can for now. But we know long term, there's going to be a few of these that aren't hanging about. Let's
exactly.
Be real.
Which is why I didn't want you to enter top 4 this year, because it's going to be long next year, bro.
Because I actually said at the start of the season, I would take top 6, but obviously we get top 4. Of course, as a Man United fan, like you said earlier, you're going to be gassed watching your team in the Champions League. And I want us to skip the boat of getting top 6 in Champions League next year, because it accelerates his progress. But it's a big game today. And I'm not saying that obviously top 4 is nailed on for us if we win. But if we win, that 6-point gap is nice to play with. That's what I want to put it out there. It's nice to play with. But Gal, what did you want to say, bro?
I'm going to say something, and it sounds ridiculous, but I just want you to hear me out. Scott McTominay as striker. What are you saying?
Don't do this.
One second.
We go host up top, no? We go host.
Weghorst is doing a decent job.
I don't like Weghorst.
But the guy's not bagging in goals. No. And the reality is Scott McTominay is a midfielder who is not really a midfielder. He doesn't have the ability to be a good midfielder. But if you put him in that false 9 role, why not? I know Martial, but Martial's not fit, my guy. That's the problem.
He's back today, I hope.
He's going to put a better shift in than we go host, for sure.
Do you forget about, it's not full time. I'm just saying, if things come to shove and you need another option, do you see Ten Hag ever going that way and maybe saying, Scott McTominay, you can get goals?
You know what? I respect the question, because I've seen Man United fans saying, "Oh, look what McTominay can do up front and stuff." He actually played in the academy as an attacker, as a number 10. But let me be real: the way these managers are, I'm talking Arteta, Pep, Tuchel, Ten Hag, like proper coaches, right? When it gets the crunch time of the season, Ten Hag done a conference today, with like the quotes that come out after the press conference, the later ones. He said, this is like the season starts now. This is the main part of the season. If Ten Hag has not played McTominay in any of these attacking positions all season, when it gets to crunch time, why are you all of a sudden going to play?
Brother, but he's watched him at Scotland. He wasn't familiar with his game like that, bro. He wasn't familiar with his game till now. You get me?
People saying he came from the academy. He was a striker there.
I'm sorry. When you play football, men's football in the Premier League,
bro, Saliba said he used to play as a striker.
I'm saying now, Specs saw a line with McTominay up front. Specs is saying, Specs, you're buzzing, innit?
Bro, I think I'm going mad.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the way it's happening for me. So today's a massive game, man. I don't think, if we. I'm not.
Sorry to cut you off. I'm just making it clear. It's for some reason I'm not confident that we're gonna get the win, bro.
You're playing us about Casemiro, and you just played us in a final, which we did beat you 2-0, and we controlled more the second half and stuff. But having Isaac back, I wanted you to touch on Isaac, because having him now really showing his form and hold up play, running the channel, scoring. And then we've got no Casemiro, and you've got St. Maximin back. You've got Joe Linton back from suspension.
Botman's like he's ill, bro. Like he's got mad 3 points in him.
You know what? I think that's a tactic.
Our defense is our key thing.
Bring him back. He's ready. I think he's ready.
I'm not sure. You think so? I'm not even sure if he's coming back.
Okay, Specs, let me ask you a question. Surely for you, if you're playing Man United, you're playing us at the right time.
Yeah, because when Casemiro got sent off against Southampton?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and I added it up. I was like, he's gonna miss the Newcastle game because he's a difference.
I was doing his calculations
from then, bro, because he's a difference, isn't it? In terms, I was quite surprised how important he's been. Do you get what I'm saying? But he's just a difference, bro. Like, even if it's like set pieces, he's in there, headers, pissing people off, he's aggressive. You get me? Even Martinez, I think he's been quite decent for you. Like,
would you ever try him as DM, Ty? Martinez?
No, I wouldn't. I would. Do you know I wouldn't? And
then start Captain Maguire.
Nah, bro, that guy's done. But you know what it is in Martinez, and you'll know about it when you build up from the back, especially like Man City and stuff like that. Even Van Dijk, Matic, for example, is very good. When you have a defender at centre-back that's great at passing through the lines and starting your attack, keep him there, because if we actually take out Martinez, then we don't actually build up from anywhere, because he's our best player. I keep Martinez there.
It's a bit like Fabian Schär. Like, the ball has to go forward a bit and then pass the ball.
Yeah,
and
he travels with the ball, and you know, you take him out, and you miss a little something. But I actually this game is so open today. That would you take a draw, Specs?
I said from off camera and on my pod, I said I would take, get me like 4 points, bro. Like I would take a draw.
Okay, so this
Like,
is a West Ham game.
I want to win. Obviously, I want to win. We're at home and we're going for something. But if it's a draw, it's at the end of the world. But it depends how the game. Like if it's 1-1, for example, and then you talk after the game, then I can decide if I'm happy with the 1-1. You get me? Okay, but in hindsight, I'll take a draw, bro.
Okay, before I bring in everyone and we'll wrap up the show, yeah. Big up everyone that's watching, by the way. Still over 300 of you here. Please make sure you smash the like. Please make sure you subscribe. I'm not gonna lie, I never like doing 2-hour streams, but this has been the quickest 2 hours of my life.
Has it been 2 hours? No way.
Bro, wow. 2 hours, you man. We've been going back to back, literally. We could have made a bloody F60.
It even felt like that, though.
I know, you know what I'm saying? We could have made a mixtape in this time, but honestly, big up everyone that's watching. Smash the like. Make sure you subscribe to all the Mandem's channels. I'll put their names there as well so you man can see. So keep showing love for the love. But before I bring in everyone and then we wrap it up, Specs, if you're going to win the game today, who's the one player you're looking at that makes a difference? Because I'm a big St. Maximum fan. I didn't want to bring up the comment earlier. If you didn't see a comment, someone said, why have we got St. Maximum on the stream when he should be at the game?
Brother, I've heard it. Bro, you should have put it out there, bruv. I've heard it all before, bro. I went to, bruv, if I go to the doctors, bruv, or something with my Newcastle shirt, you didn't say Maximum. On my TikTok, oh, hello, St. Maximum. Brother, I followed my friend begged me to follow him to an Arsenal tour already.
Yeah.
And like earlier on in the summer, and I went there with my Newcastle shirt, Raggo, Arsenal Stadium tour, you get me? And they were all on to me, all the staff are like, oh, St. Maximum. I'm like, raw. But I have to take that, bro.
That's your nickname now, then.
It's only because of the thing, but it's Newcastle. I get it, bro. Whatever, innit, bro. I don't take it serious.
Is it St. Maximum? Just quickly before I bring in everyone, is it St. Maximum who's going to make the difference? Is it Isaac? Where do you see Newcastle shining if someone is?
Bro, it's Isaac all day long, man. Right now, it's about Isaac, bro. He's on fire. You get what I'm saying? Bruno Guimaraes, he's always a factor, bro. You get me? Bruno, who Arsenal wanted at one point, and they wanted Isaac. Don't be quiet over there, couldn't they? You get me? I know you went Isaac. You get me? Me, I take Isaac over bloody Gabriel Jesus, bro, all day long. But we won't get into that anyway. Big statement. No, facts. But we won't get into that. Yeah, Isaac over Jesus all day long, bro.
That's fine.
But Isaac is Isaac's gonna be the key, bro. Isaac's gonna be the key today, bro.
Hey, do you know what, Specs? I'll answer you as soon as your team becomes relevant.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna make fun of my fellow East African brother.
Big up Isaac. But I mean, those comments don't need to be responded. That's Newcastle, guys. Come on, let them have their moment. No, let them have their moment, innit? No, that's not what the debate is. You're saying Isaac over James. No, Isaac's a baller. I'd love him at my club.
Yeah, he's a baller.
I was just gonna say this game, no matter what, it's gonna be entertaining.
But he has no league titles, and that's who you're comparing him to.
I need Rashford to come back from his injury. Is he injured?
Who?
Rashford.
He's back again.
No, he's back.
Okay. Rashford was never injured, bro. He's just gonna go to England, bro.
Let me paint a picture for you guys.
I said Partey, Rashford, and Haaland were mind games, but Haaland I was wrong about. But Partey and Rashford, we're always going to be back. Always.
Let me say this: I want Rashford to score. I want Bruno to score. I want Kieran Trippier to score. I want all these guys to score for my fantasy team. I want to see all these guys making goals because
I got Isaac as captain. Double game week. I got Isaac as captain. You get me? So.
I got Rashford as double. I got a Rashford as captain. I don't mind a Rashford hat trick today.
I got
when I'm not concerned about a team and I'm captaining their players, you know they're doing good. So,
I hear that, but this is one thing: I can never be encouraged by anything positive happening to Man U, bro. I don't even like watching their fan base smile at a goal. I hate it, bro. Even though they're not on my radar for sure this season, but. I don't like seeing Man U fans happy. I hate it, bro.
They're the only thing I hate in life. I promise you.
Liverpool's hate for Everton is. I mean, Everton's hate for Liverpool. When Liverpool had the best players in fantasy, there was a guy who won fantasy with no Mo Salah, no Mane, no Alisson, no Van Dijk.
Wow.
I can imagine though. Fuck.
I think today Newcastle win because they might do a revenge. Is that revenge?
Yeah.
And you know
I'm going 2-0 Newcastle today. 2-0.
I'm going 3-3 high scoring.
I'm going 3-2 Newcastle. But you know, just to add on to it, they're going to use the Carabao Cup final as fuel. They're hurting.
Yeah.
So now they're big day out in 20 years. Trafalgar Square, it looked nice. Bro, United hurt them.
Story for the kids and all that. You know what I'm saying? And now
I was on Underground that day, yeah.
Still burned.
Seeing all of the Newcastle fans, and they just went home just looking sad and not speaking to their kids. Sad,
bro, they got to get a thanks for coming award, man. They've been there 3 times and collected runners up medals, man. Come on, Newcastle. Step up.
You're going too far now.
Okay, stop. Big up Newcastle. Hey, Aspria and them, man. Ginola, them, man. Sorry, bro. Big up Newcastle. Sorry.
Something interesting. Something interesting at the start of the show. What's your prediction, bro?
Bro, do you know what?
And then
bro, you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think we win today. I'm not gonna be on here and shout every game.
This is why we need Kaz on the stream, man.
Yeah,
man, don't want to hear that today, bro.
Real. Let me land. I don't think we're gonna win today, but we have my man on the pitch. I believe anytime. We've not lost in this guy's. We've not lost in this guy's when the start of the game. When this guy started the game, we've not lost. I don't expect him to start. I think Weghorst will. But if we go into the game and it's 1-1 or like 0-0 and 60, 70 minutes and he comes on, he can make the difference. I want Martial today because he's the one that gives us control. He gives us movement. He brings all the other players in. Rashford fries off him. Bruno fries off him. If he's back, like Ten Hag says, 2 weeks full training and he can come on and do his thing, then yes, I'm ready.
Kendall, is there need for that?
Kendall,
is there need for such violence? Kendall, it's because he threw a stray at me. I had to throw one back, Kendall. You know my love for Newcastle is there, man. You lot are my second team, man.
Big up Kendall.
You never what?
That World Cup
never send unnecessary shots.
Literally.
Unless you're Spurs.
Yeah. Spurs fans, I send strays all day, but otherwise, I'm neutral.
Forget about that. Kunle, at least you picked a team. Hamza had 17 kits just in case his team got knocked out.
One second.
This is real, bro. Even halfway through the stream, he changed country, bro.
I'm Brazil. But listen, Netherlands, biggest bottlers. I would never have thought that you predict that. That is an L. That's the biggest L ever. Like you thought Netherlands with Weghorst would have won the World Cup. Are you serious? Kunle.
What?
Do you thought Netherlands would have won the World Cup?
Sorry, there's frequency. I can't hear. What did you say? My connection.
That's why I can't believe this guy.
Nah, look, I didn't believe they'd win it, but I was supporting them in the World Cup. I didn't think they'd win it.
You were on the stream on my channel.
Yeah.
How you forget?
I had Brazil.
Look, I didn't think they'd do it, but I was supporting them. It was one of them ones.
People are, you guys, we're going to wrap it up here. I didn't realize the game kicks off in 5 minutes. We've got West Ham, Southampton, the relegation scrap down there. But yeah, do you know, if we win, I think we're on our way to securing top 4. If we draw, then we're dragged into it. And we've got Ivan Toney and Brentford and them, man, coming to Old Trafford on Wednesday. So we know what they play football like. They nearly got a result at Arsenal. Actually, no, they did get a result at Arsenal, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did. Yeah. Two. They showed
Controversy.
They beat City away. So Brentford are not a team to be messed with, man. So let's see what happens. But if Martial starts, then I'm more confident. But I want to see how this midfield holds up, like Rom said, without Casemiro in there. But man, it has been a sick show, man. 300 still here now. 300 to 450 been in. Like we've done 2 hours, guys. You've been cheated today because must be because it's April Fool's Day. We don't normally do 2 hours. Trust me, man. But big up Kendall.
Normally it's an hour,
bro. It hasn't stopped, bro.
Absolutely.
Like we've been talking constant, but a gal for hopping on as well. Big up a gal for showing love as always, man.
Yeah,
watching Hamza, Man City hardcore. Actually,
Specs. I'm definitely gonna hit you up, bro.
Guys,
I know you. I appreciate that, brother.
All the channels of the man them are down below. So make sure you do one thing now. Like this video, people, right now. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, because you get content like this and you get more stuff as well. Cast Daps and all the man them and Mo, and that will be on out throughout the week as well. And then also, guys, make sure you show love to all these guys. One Touch TV down below, Kunde's channel. You've got obviously here Never a Foul. You've got Trafford Tunnel as well, which is our Manchester United channel. Big up Specs for coming on for his debut, holding it down, man, slotting him with the man them like a glove, man. So that was easy work. Yeah, big up Specs, man. Geordie Dread TV, make sure you go and hit him up, man. I'm sure that other people show love to you and get you on their channels as well. A gal talks football
100%.
down below, doing his thing every single time. And the TikTok as well, a gal, love that. We've got Roms, obviously Big Six Banks, part of the channel over there as well. Months and then, man. And
Jerry James show as well. Jerry James show.
Yeah, big up Jerry James every single time, man. Good people over there. Good
big
people,
up Tunnel
man.
TV as well, my people. If you want to see, match reactions for the teams that matter.
Yo, Ty,
Teams that matter. Wicked man.
Rums and Hamza are going to be on my channel later tonight, hopefully.
Yeah,
for
tonight.
video also. So
sick. What time is that?
10 o'clock.
Okay, there you go. 10 o'clock.
Don't worry, Hamza. I'll be in the comment section for you, bro.
Come on, be a bit positive a bit.
man, be hardcore for Hamza, all the spaces and everything like that, man. Big up everyone. Also, big up comments like that as well. Say needs specs, needs on Specs more as well. Big up, always showing love to Specs or new guys. Love that people. Good to be kind, man. Love that people. But yeah, man. You know what it is. We're gonna wrap it up here. Everyone enjoy. Obviously, the rest of the weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday with another rivals. Obviously, there's Chelsea, Liverpool on Tuesday evening as well. So I'm sure we'll have a big little preview for that as well. So guys, big up and show love to the love, man.